S는 아마 이 둘 중에 한 명이 우승하지 않을까라는 생각을 하고 있을 정도로 너무 잘하는 선수들이고, A부터는 다 고만고만한 선수들이라고 생각을 해요. 도호 형이 제일 잘하긴 한데 S는 아닌 것 같아가지고 A 1등 D에 무조건 넣어야 된다 하더라고요. 그래도 있는 사람 중에서 좀 아쉬운 사람들 2명 이렇게 뽑은 것 같아요.
B에는 변현우, 강민수, 신희범 약간 주사위 같은 느낌이라 잘할 때는 엄청 잘하지만 못할 때는 또 못할 때가 있어서 B에다 놓고요. 마지막으로 D에는 이제 박한솔 선수 줬는데 본인이 가지고 있는 실력에 비해서 성적이 너무 안 나오는 것도 있지만 이렇게 노력도 많이 안 한다고 생각하고 좀 열심히 하라는 의미로 B에 뒀습니다.
그냥 이번 시즌에 가장 우승할 것 같은 선수들로 뽑았던 것 같고요. 조우는 푸푸가 아니었으면 A티어로 올라갔을 것 같고요. 뒤에 버니 선수 한 명 났는데요. 이 친구가 연습을 하면 잘하는 친구인데 요새 연습을 너무 안 해가지고 연습을 했으면 하는 바람으로 뒤에 나왔습니다.
제가 생각하는 S티어는 이제 마루, 히어로, 클래식 이렇게 3명 적었는데요. 저도 뭐 이제 작년 우승자기도 하고 요새 폼도 괜찮고 8강도 직행했기 때문에 저까지 S지 않나 싶네요. 병렬이는 사실 B나 C를 주려고 했는데 갑자기 최근에 엄청 잘해줬더라고요. 조우는 옛날 같으면 좀 B 정도까지 줄만한데 최근에 좀 성적이 아쉬워서 일단 C로 뒀고, 제일 아래 등급인 F, 좋은 푸프 하겠습니다. GSL CK를 해보니까 좋은 푸프전이 진짜 너무 심각해가지고.
여기에 보시면 여기 F가 없거든요. 근데 도호 형이 저한테 F를 줬어요. 제가 없는 줄 알고 이거 또 뒤에서 그렇게 말하다 저한테 걸렸거든요. 8강에서 꼭 떨어지시길 바랍니다.
뭐 한 소리는 8강도 모를 것 같긴 한데
지금 다 지고 있어요, 저는. 저는 D를 줬고. 저를 잘 이기는데 다른 토스들한테 좀 아쉽더라고요. 그래서 그 변은 그냥 자기 하고 싶은 대로 하고, 이게 준호 형이나 도호 형이 한 번씩 져주니까 이게 좀 기고만장한데 그 정도는 아니다.
어떻게 알았지? 좀 자기 좀 잘한다고 이제 머리가 좀 커진 모양인데 우승하려면 결승이라도 올라갔어요? 아니잖아요. 그래서 한 소리 말은 이제 흘리겠습니다. S급에 올라올 수 있다고 생각하는데 저는 지금 프로토스는 조금 과대평가되어 있다고 생각하거든요. 그래서 한 티어 내렸고, 거기서 펌폼도 안 좋고 커리어도 좀 더 떨어지는 B 플러스는 이제 변현우, B의 강민수, B 마이너스 이제 김도우, 이 셋 중엔 제가 좀 더 커리어가 높지 않나.
For me, A tier is like someone who has a small chance of winning a tournament, and I don't think there's anyone who has a small chance except for the S tier. So T tier, Björn, Bunny, Sound, Trigger. I think it's like most people would agree, but I think some people would pick Björn in B tier. But I feel like Björn, he doesn't make like super deep runs usually. He does like average in every tournament. Like he has good results in every tournament, but he never like makes finals or top 4 or whatever. So that's why I put him in C.
천해천들이죠. 천해천들이어서 딱 이 두 명 뽑았습니다. 일단 큐어 선수 같은 경우는 원래는 A급이었는데 이제 좀 최근에 폼이 조금 안 좋은 것 같아가지고 살짝 늦춰서 이제 B급으로 조정을 했고요. 그리고 3명의 저그 선수들을 B급에 넣었는데 이거는 4강이나 결승권은 자주 가는데 이제 우승을 하지 못해서 저그라서 이제 B급이다.
조금만 더 올라오면 S라고 생각을 해요. 왜냐면 최근에 폼이 점점 올라오고 있어가지고. B는 좀 우승권 선수는 아닌데 좀 항상 뭐 4강, 8강은 항상 갔던 선수들이라서 그나마 좀 자신 있는 선수들로 버니, 좋은 트리거가 있습니다.
물론 지금은 제가 좀 잘 못하고 있긴 한데 그래도 예전에 해놓은 게 있어가지고 이 정도로 넣었고, 준호 형이 저는 S까지는 아니고 A라고 생각을 했는데 클래스가 확 느껴지는 그런 생각을 해서 성주에 이어 준호 형을 넣었고, 변현우 형은 원래는 인정을 크게 안 했는데 근래 좀 경기를 많이 해봤을 때 제가 너무 못 이기겠어가지고.
정밀님 그 감시운전 5억 마리 뽑아가지고 온갖 곳에서 한 30마리씩 들어오는데 변신수 잡다가 날이 다 가요. 네. 변님 움직임이 좋다기보다 좀 이상한 데로 온다, 그런 느낌이 있어요. 그 다음에 저를 위로 놓기는 좀 민망해가지고 뒷급입니다.
준호 형이랑 도호 형인데 그냥 종족이 좋으니까. 근데 제가 제 이름을 S에 찍기에는 그래가지고 그러고 싶은 마음. 도우 형이 아까 자기 B급이라 해가지고 그래서 그게 저 원래 A에 넣고 싶었거든요.
Incoming transmission.
GSL Season 1.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals. There's grand finales here of the
Studio 2026.
Oh, so we're getting our
Season 1.
so we have our translations. But welcome everyone to the grand finals of the 2026 GSL Season 1 playoffs. We're here with the grand finals, and let's take it over to Maddox. Maddox, with the translations, let us introduce the players and have our initial interview. Let's go.
It's been a long time back in esports because I was like casting traditional sports, and back here and feeling the heat here is actually very good.
As a sportscaster,
really good synergy with all the heat and all the support from the fans here. And you guys watched the semifinals. Have you enjoyed it? Yep. I'm also into.
Is that MMA? Wait, what?
And SHIN and herO.
Was that MMA in the front row?
Wins, there's going to be a new chapter
Am I crazy?
in history of GSL, and you're going to witness it.
Crew in the chat, did you see that?
We're going to have one guest, special guest, our CEO Kevin.
I know that I saw a trigger in the audience earlier.
Shine the stage.
Mr. Che.
Now, my producer said actually last GSL finals of VODs and like to practice it, and you ever show up and shine it, and you every show the love in every GSL. So how do you do it? Well, because I love this game, because I love GSL. Now, herO and actually played within your corporation, the Africa Freaks. So, like, how do you feel? Yeah, he did. He's actually very good, and it's more impressive that he's actually better after he was discharged from the military. And I also saw like SHIN playing, and like I was also mesmerized by his plays. Like he was so on edge, and it's gonna be his first win if he ever gets a trophy. So I'm really pumped. Now, season 1 is happening right now, and everyone is here that GSL wants to continue to GSL Season 2, Season 3, and any moments to fans. Well, yeah, it's all because of you guys, the fans, that prolongs all the history of the GSL. So thank you, and thank you for the sponsors, Intel as well. Yeah, so well, we're gonna have one starting sign. Just to let you go. Right. All right, we're gonna start the 2026 GSL Season 1 Finals right now.
The reference to Castor Park. It wasn't as hype as Castor Park, but I appreciate the reference. Let's go. But yeah, so I wasn't familiar with the caster or the host. I think he's more of a host than anything, because it sounds like he's less familiar with StarCraft. But apparently he used to be in esports way back when, and he has been doing some sports commentary and is just now jumping on. So really cool to hear. Again, I'm sure that Solar and Ryung have been keeping him company as we are getting ready here for our 2 finalists. Let's go. They're stepping in. Stepping in here, it's going to be a ZVP Finals Best of 7. herO and SHIN. The trophy map. Let's go. And here is herO stepping through the crowd. The best Protoss player in the world. Yeah, coming in as I would say the favorite player here. So many, if not everyone, had him as S tier in that short kind of content break that we had, where all the players were ranking each other. herO alongside Maru, they were the two S players. That was the consensus. We had like Classic every now and then in the mix as well. And up against him is going to be the underdog. He was the only Zerg in the top 4. Here it is, Zerg. Yeah. Oh, you heard him, Shin. Ah. Stepping through the crowd. The only Zerg in the top 4, but he made it to the finals. Crazy series against Maru, very impressive ZBT. If you recall, we were emphasizing and we were hyping up his ZBT specifically. And he was able to excel there, barely clutching at the win 3-2. And he's up against another beast, another Titan, another S tier. Let's go. Shake your hands. No? Interview. Okay.
Yep, we're gonna have an interview. Yeah, for casting, well, all 4 players, I couldn't even predict anything. Like, how did you feel? Well, like when I get to beat like really big players like SherO and Maro, like SherO Clem, like I kind of felt that oh, this is the day. This is the day that I win. So yeah, I had that feeling today. So you were confident? Well, in the first game, like, I kind of saw that Maru, like, the player like Maru actually slips up that command center. So yeah, I thought like this is the time.
He's referring to the CC dying in
so,
game
like,
1.
Considering the fact like you guys are having a lot of series, but like you are actually very, very underdog on the matchup, and it was like predictions were 80-20, but you were against the odds, but you actually beat it. So how did you manage to do it?
I miss Castleback. Yeah, I miss him.
I think at this rate, I didn't really think that I'm not the underdog here. So I just tried to win because I was confident that I'm on the top right now. I'm on the top level right now. So yeah, I definitely wanted to do it, and yeah, glad I made it. Yeah, you showed a great game, herO, as well against Cure. Yeah, look. So how do you feel after the game? Well, I'm very grateful, and I'm very glad that I made it to the finals, and definitely want to end it with the trophy. Yeah, like Kevin also said, you're after the military, after the marriage, you actually pumped up, like even if you're your age. So yeah, like you age a lot after all those years, but still you keep getting better and better.
Old man here still got it.
Yeah, what's the secret about that? How do you make that results? Well, it's not that far. It's right here. Oh, you're talking about your wife. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like,
see that? That's am I crazy?
Is he actually a family man? Oh, well, his wife says no.
Could you see? Is that MMA in the front row?
Yeah, so try to break the ice here.
With the glasses and the white shirt?
So, let's get down to business. So, now the opponent's herO. How do you feel? Do you feel that you could beat him? Your genuine feeling right now? Well, I beat Mara, so yeah, there's no opponent I can't beat right now. No opponent can't beat right now. Wow. Right next to you. He said it right next to you.
You gonna take it, herO? You gonna?
So herO, deep down, if you get to the final, I would say like you're gonna like. Did you think that you're gonna do another PvT? Well, actually, you know, deep down, I kind of felt that like I get a free win, but seeing the Shins play, actually, I need to be. He was so on edge and he was so sharp, so I thought like I should be cautious.
진짜로 존경하고 있고요.
Well, so how do you feel about herO?
대단하다고 생각을 하기 때문에 오늘
Well, I mean, he's a great player, and I respect him so much. So even if I lose, I think I can congratulate him. Oh, you're saying really soft. Then how about you, herO? Can you congratulate? Well, I would definitely say CJ Entis actually definitely gained a good rookie.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, raised a good rookie.
The ex-CJ
and,
boys.
I would congratulate him as a fellow former teammate of CJ Entis.
This
Yeah,
CJ
so,
reference.
It's a best of 7. So what do you think about the score? Well, I'm kind of really nervous right now. Well, you don't seem so, but still, yeah, I'm very nervous. So I think I would go all the way, like 4-3. Then SHIN, what do you think?
저는 재밌게 4대 0 보겠습니다.
Well, then I'm gonna be 1. I'm gonna be 4-0. I'm gonna beat him 4-0.
4-0.
Well, I respect him. It's a respected brother. I mean, a revered brother. I like him, but still, 4-0 SHIN wins. Well, as a senior, I think you'll get a fighting chance. Well, you learned a lot from CJ Entis, so not a good mindset, but still, yeah, I'll beat you, man.
Let's be curious for those that are maybe a little bit newer to StarCraft. They're both ex-teammates. They're both very good friends. They hang out a lot outside of the game.
We
good friends.
Figured out about their predicted score, and let's see how it pans out. Now, the game is all ready. Now all we need is your applause. 2026 GSL Season 1 Finals. We're gonna go right into it.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad one.
GSL
The Castor Park reference.
Finals.
Let's go. But here we go. We're getting ready here for the grand finals. Again, some fighting words, confidence out of SHIN. Be like, I'm gonna take this clown down 4-0, baby. Would also, of course, paying some respects, saying that they're like brothers. Again, they've been friends for a very, very long time. Been together for a long time as well. You can say they have roads here to the finals as well in their most recent history. Offline, barely in favor of herO. Online, heavily in favor of herO. And let's get ready for that best of 7. That best of 7 vetoes are underway, I'm sure, as we get ready to dive into our grand finals. Now, coming into the finals here, herO, again, he is the best Protoss player in the world. He's coming as a favorite player. SHIN, I will say, has a mountain to climb. You know, he has been talking about his confidence, and I'm excited about it. I want to see that confidence come into play because, I'll be honest, and we have some fun facts here. His first GSL title after 14 years since GSL 2012 GSTL debut. There you go. If he wins. See, 4th Zerg winner of the Legacy of the Void era with Rogue, Dark, Solar, and SHIN. Okay, yeah, just some fun facts here regarding the history of Zerg and Protoss and the two players here as well. Oh, let's go. But when it comes to SHIN's ZVP, I'll be honest, from my perspective, as we cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there, I would say that SHIN's ZVP is his weakest matchup. That's what I would say. Like, his ZVT has been on fire as of late. That's why we were hyping it up leading into a series with Maru. His ZVZ is also very on point, but his ZVP is typically where Shin falters. So that is why I'm curious to see what Shin is prepared for us. What is he prepared for this series? Can he fight back? Can he pull off the upset, right? Because again, he is the underdog coming into this, but he's had a great performance so far to make it to the finals. I want a back and forth. That's the least that I want. I want to see a back and forth, a game 5, a game 6, a game 7. Let's go the distance here. We have our 2 vetoes. Shin vetoes title Citadel, herO vetoes Mothership. Now, what I will say coming into this series here is that typically the Zerg player is favored on smaller maps. So maps like Ruby Rock, maps like Tourmaline, maps like 10,000 Feet, and even White Rabbit, sorry, even Old Republic, I meant to say. Maps that do favor some more aggressive tendencies is typically where Zerg players are more favored if they can break the Protoss player early, in the early game, in the mid game, before we end up in a split map scenario in a maxed out army situation. That is usually what the Zerg player wants to embrace, to break the Protoss player early on. The Protoss is going to be more favored on these larger maps. These larger, more defensive maps like Winter Madness, maps like Celestial Enclave. I'm surprised I made it through the veto process, by the way, and even White Rabbit as well. If herO can stabilize and get into the mid to late game, that is where he's going to be favored. But here we go. We're jumping into our series. We're jumping into the finals. Best of 7 ZVP herO versus Shin. Also, if you want to support the tournaments, if you want to support GSL, Patreon, patreon.com/GSL is the place to be. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Green Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. The fan chants in the crowd. In the spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Green Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg. It is Shin. Let's go. Let us go. We are jumping on in, and welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps of the map pool, a more defensive map as well. And typically we do favor Protoss coming into the early to mid game, specifically in the mid to late game, I should emphasize, getting to a longer game stage. Shin, you're my hero. Oh my god. Meanwhile, GSL 2026, Shin, vamonos. Oh, we see Mr. Che in the crowd. He's got both banners. He's got both banners in there. No bias from Mr. Che. No bias. Oh, meanwhile, Hatchgas will stand there open out to Shin. Likewise, herO going for his own gate expand as well, or gate cyber expand. Now, when it comes to our early game, when it comes to our setups here, everything's looking normal so far. What are we expecting out of Shin? So when it comes to ZVP, it's a very different dynamic compared to what we saw against Maru, of course, when it comes to Shin ZVT. Oh, been watching GSL since I had hair. Why finals worth the wait after 10,000 years. Oh my god. Meanwhile, we would appreciate any translations in the chat because, yo, we got some hype in the crowd, baby. Got some intense cheerfuls. Let's go. His hair is orange. What I was going to get at here, though, is when it comes to ZVP, as we mentioned before, we typically expect aggression out of the Zerg player, but on Winter Madness, aggression is not favored. Aggression, it's hard to really get going here on 2 and 3 base play, so we often do see more mid-game play instead. Something that is viable in ZVP is Spire and Muta play. If you can throw down the Spire unseen and unscouted and throw it down and build up into your Mutas and catch a Protoss player out of position off guard with their pants down, then you can overwhelm. And that is seen quite often at this level of play, to hide the Spire to go into Muta play. So that is going to be in the back of my mind on these larger maps like Winter Madness, like White Rabbit. These are the maps where I'm going to be thinking about potential Muta play. For now, though, Stargate open out of herO, Stargate into the Oracle into a 3rd expansion. From the side of herO, early on, we are waiting to see the timing of his Twilight Council. I know that I've been saying that Protoss players are going to be favored getting into longer games on these larger maps. That is true, but herO, he does like to mix things up himself. That's what makes him such a scary opponent. He's not like Classic or Max Packs. Classic and Max Packs, they're a lot more standard, they're a lot more defensive, they're a lot more willing to just slow things down and build up into a standard game. herO, he's different to that. He's a little more willing to be aggressive, to be dynamic, to go for early timings and go for early tech even when he doesn't need to catch his opponent off guard. Meanwhile, nice Lings, 2 of them move towards the natural, 2 into the main base as well. Probe's going to be going down, getting 1 probe so far. It gets 1, he gets 2. Ooh, very early pickoffs here. This should not be happening. 3 probes. Oh my god. 3, 4 probes going down. herO distracted, herO underreacting, and this is a brutal start for herO, losing 4 workers already. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. So herO does slip up, he does mess up early on, and Shin start things off with the lead. Shin does take lead early on, going for a link flood behind this. Link speed is done, and Shin moves out across the map. He wants a Stalker. He wants that Stalker. Stalker moves out of position. The Oracle is back at home to defend. Adept gets cool. Ooh, nice catch on the Adept. Here he's where the Zerglings. Airlord goes down, does supply block Shin. Shin supply block. Shin moves in, surrounds the Stalker, but we have the Oracle to support. Despite that, the Stalker still goes down. Yeah, nice pick off so far. Shin, he's getting win after win here. It's small wins, but wins nonetheless, and that's why we close up on herO. herO lost 4 probes, he lost the Adept, and he lost the Stalker. These are 3 losses that should not have happened. Ooh. So some rough losses so far here for herO. herO, we need to tighten up. We need to tighten up here. That is an early Twilight Council. Okay, so early Twilight Council out of herO. If we see 2 gates thrown down, it looks like glaives. Yep, there we go. You see in the production tab, 2 gateways. 2 gateways get thrown down. We're building up into what looks to be glaive adepts. That is my assessment here, considering that there's no forge. But there's also no robo. And it's only 3 gates so far. So eyes are on herO. We'll see if we do come into glaives or into early blink. Meanwhile, yep, there it is, glaives. So as we mentioned, 2 gateways alongside the Twilight Council screams glaive adepts. That's why we brought it up. So glaives are on the way. herO, he did take some losses early on, so this feels like a reaction. Instead of herO kind of dictating the pace of the series, this feels like a reaction to falling behind early on to try to catch back up. Unfortunately for herO, Shin is playing safe. He already has a Roach Horn on the way, right? He's got the Roach Horn on the way, so he's going to be building up into early game Roach production. We do have the later lair into, I believe, Eva Chamber as well. Seeing this many adepts isn't too out of the norm here, but again, Shin has access to roaches, which is what he needs to defend. As long as Shin doesn't drone up too heavily, he should be okay. Adepts are moving out. Wait, did herO cancel glaives? Did that just happen? Am I crazy? As Blink is already on the way. Okay, herO. Going for a delayed forge, delayed +1. herO, yeah, shifting gears. He canceled glaives. With that, herO's not going to be as committed. Oracles, they poke in. They poke in, they pull away. So far, Shin, he's maintaining his position. Pulls away in time. And does pull away in time. Likewise, Station Trap into the main base. Shin, he does react. He reacts, he responds, going for his own counterattack. We have Roaches amassing links as well. And Shin is going for the all-in. Yeah, he's going for the all-in here. As I mentioned before, all-ins are weaker on Winter Madness, but Shin has been getting win after win so far this game. It's been building up. It's been building up over time. And herO's in trouble. Remember, herO, he started glaives, he canceled glaives, he warped in adepts, he didn't make use of them, and now Blink is delayed. And herO, can he survive this all-in? Can he survive it? The Queens are walking. Yeah, Queens are walking across that next round. Ooh, locks down some of the adepts. We have the battery in position, but adepts are surrounded, losing 1, 2, 3, 4 adepts. Massive pickoffs. So many adepts going down, Stalkers as well. And Shin, he's got a good start. A good start so far. Shin is going to keep going. While on the cannon. Cannon is denied. That's a kill, not a cancel. Yeah, kill, not a cancel. More Ravagers are finishing. Shin, he attempts to collapse on the Stalkers. Oh. I'll slip in. Yeah, slips into the mineral line, getting us around, and the army's locked down. Yeah, the army's locked down. Blink does finish, but he's stuck here in the mineral line. The boys, they may have to be pulled. Oh, the massive piles in the mineral line. And Shin is doing it. Shin is out. He has broken herO. Piles are connecting. The boys are being pulled. All the probes are going down. And again, it was just a disastrous start for herO. Losing the probes early on, losing the Stalker, losing the Adepts, going into glaives and canceling glaives and pulling out and going back in. Like, it was very indecisive play out of herO. He mentioned earlier that he was nervous coming into this, and maybe that's showing a little bit here. But again, herO had a very rocky early game leading into this moment. Leading into this moment where the third has been broken, and Shin, he's done it. He's done it. He's done it at this point. He has broken the third behind the Shin can drone. Shin, he can just drone up, and he is. He's droning, throwing down his Hydroden as well. Hydroden is on the way. Biles, they will connect. Oh, they connect with the Cybercore at least. And now she can just back off in macro. Now you just back off, drone up, saturate, build up in a Hydras, build up in a Lurker Tech. You just build up from here. That is a very high Stalker count, so Shin has to be careful. He does need to be careful here. Oof. As the Cybercore is taking some hull damage. Shin, he drone up to 66. That is 3 base saturation. That's all he needs. And that's all he needs here. As more biles are landing. Shin, yeah, he wants that Cybercore. All the wilds connect. One more volley and it's gonna go down, and it does. Yeah, down goes the Cybercore. Here he tries to break out, and he may eventually break out of this, but what's killing him is the economy. Because SHIN, he's done with Roach Ravager and he's working towards Hydra Tech. I don't think SHIN should be rallying Hydras across the map, by the way, so he's got to be careful. He's building up his Ling Hydra back at home. The Ravager Queen is just buying time. Just keeping the army busy. Every queen goes down. Now it's time to it's time to retreat. Now it's time to get the hell out of here. To race back home. Here comes the Ling Hydra. Here comes a much more efficient composition. Much more efficient. And SHIN may collapse on this with his Ravagers and with the rest of his army as well. Yeah, Lings are coming. Oh, Ravagers are they're caught out. We don't try to save them. Lings, they catch up the Templar. No, he gets two. Oh my god. Yeah, 2 Templar go down. The wall is open. Lings, they flood in. They flood into the bases, and here is all in. Here is completely all in. Either he kills SHIN or he dies trying. I mean, he does have a pretty massive army, actually. Like, here, he can pull this off. Yeah, he can try to pull this off. The base goes down. I mean, again, here is dead back at home. But here come the storms. And with some well-placed storms here, he may break through the Hydras. Yeah, lands one, lands a second storm. There's one storm left. Oh my god. Once again, zoning away. I think there's going to be one more storm. Hydras, they come in from behind, and again, here it just doesn't have the numbers. He does not have the numbers. He fought well for himself, but he just can't reinforce, right? He just cannot reinforce. He cannot build up his army. Here, he has no economy. And again, that was the only chance that he had, right? Here, his only chance was that one all-in, that one breakout move. He broke out, he killed the base, which is nice, but not enough. It is not enough here. And with that, SHIN, he can now double expand, or now he can retake his 4th base. There's still creep covering the 3rd. Creep all over the place. There's that backup 4th. SHIN massing up his Ling Hydra. He's massing on up. Oh. Gee, that's a lot of storm. Yeah, storms they land. Oh my god. SHIN, he has to respect it. He has to respect the storm. Reality is that herO could technically win a fight with all these storms landing. So SHIN, he's gonna be careful. SHIN's just gonna play it safe. Just play it safe, bait out storms. Contain herO. Tech up. I would say ideally tech up into even layer tech lurkers would be ideal. That wouldn't be ideal, but they'd still be decent. Storms, they zone back the Hydras. Zone him back. Yeah, more storms landing. Oh god, he goes back. Oh god, he goes back in. That's a SHIN. Yeah, bit of miscontrol that had a SHIN. A little bit messy. Yeah, a little bit messy here. SHIN, he needs to be careful. Oof. As you can see, the army deep in the red. We need to respect those storms, which is why lurkers would be ideal here. As here, he will clean this up. By the way, we'll clean up the army at least. I say that we have more Roach reinforcements. Roaches that built a tank. Storms they keep landing. SHIN is trading resources for energy right now. Does pick up a couple of zealots. Oof. Storms are landing. But we're running out of storms. There's what, 3 left? There's 2. There's 1. I think that's 1 storm remaining. 1 more storm. When that finishes, yeah. Now he's morphing an Archon. 0 storms left. SHIN, he's broken through all the storms. It took a lot of supply to do that, by the way. It took a lot of supply to break through all those storms. And SHIN will lose everything in the process. They get a very, very messy fight here. You can see the power storm, but GG gets called. That's all that herO had left, and SHIN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Shin takes the lead in the series. As we mentioned, herO had a very, very messy early game. It was shocking. It was crazy. For herO to lose workers, lose 4 probes early on, lose the Adept, lose a Stalker. Because of that, herO couldn't move out with his Oracles. They were stuck at home for a long time as well. herO had to slowly get his 3rd base. herO, he started going into Glaive Adepts. He cancelled, he changed his mind. He had to shift gears and shift his tech, which meant that he fell behind when it came to his follow-up tech as well, which meant that he had a weaker defense, right? He had a weaker defense, he had a weaker defense at his 3rd, and Shin went for the all-in. He just went straight for the all-in, went for the Ling, Ravager, Queen Walker across the map. And he broke the 3rd, right? He broke the 3rd base. I didn't mention that all-ins are weaker on Winter Madness. That is true, but for herO to have such a shaky and such a rough early game, it created an opening, right? It created an opening for Shin, and Shin, he went straight for it. He went straight for it. GG, well played. And with that, Shin, he was able to successfully all-in, break the 3rd, and maintain his position from there. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting ready for game number 2. Going to be loading into White Rabbits. And this is where herO, he needs to lock in. He needs to lock in. Oh boy. So we are getting into that 2nd game.
GSL Season 1.
Here we go. Here we go as we are getting into our next game, as we're getting into game 2. And let's see if herO can tighten up that early game. Let's see if he can lock in. If not, hey, yo, we could have a crazy upset here, but it's still a long series. Let's jump into game 2. Spawning in the right-hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. It is herO for T1. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Red Zerg player. It is SHIN. Hello, drone. I was forsaking the unnatural. Okay. I saw the drone move through the center and it caught my attention, but looks like Shin was just preparing for the unnatural. Shin does expand on the low ground at his own natural base. So we're going to be opening up here. Once again, welcome to White Rabbits for the first time tonight. Oh, my life for ire, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's MMA. See, I'm not crazy. Right, Kuro? That was MMA right there. Am I crazy? I could be. With the T1 jersey. I could be crazy. Yeah, see? I noticed him like an hour ago. Yeah, see, I know my MMA. It's him, yeah. Yeah, we noticed him a while ago. Like, I had to do a double take because I was like, wait, hold on. Like, is that really MMA? Like, I was second guessing myself that. How could I? Ooh, as a probe does go down to the drones. Okay, once again, that's a bit of a rare sight. You can see here, a little bit disappointed about that. So nice pick up there by SHIN. For now, we're going to be opening up. Again, hatch gas pool, standard open out of SHIN. Meanwhile, herO going for his own gate expand into his own 3rd base, into his own Stargate, I would imagine. Eyes are on herO. Now let's talk a little bit about the map itself. Welcome to White Rabbits. Now, White Rabbit is a larger map. That is true, and all-ins can be a little bit shaky on this map as well. But what I will say, coming into longer games, is that the bases are more spread out. The 3rd, 4th, 5th bases are all very spread out compared to other maps. That does mean that if SHIN were to embrace a longer game state, he can try to outmaneuver and outposition herO. It can be difficult to maintain a high base count on this map and to successfully defend and build up in towards the mid to late game. So that is going to be an option for SHIN. He doesn't have to go for an all-in early on like we saw previously. We have a couple of extra Lings on the way. Adept did go down, and SHIN, he once again slips in, but this time only with 2 workers. Sorry, with 2 Lings. And this time herO, he micros his probes. This time, again, last game, he lost 4 probes early on. This time, he shouldn't lose a single one. No! Ooh, the probe's not moving. Yeah, so 1 probe goes down. But again, it could have been worse. We've seen worse. We've experienced worse. So this time herO, he's able to maintain his setup here. We did have that Ling set up earlier, that Ling surge, I should say. So SHIN is going for a big Ling flood on the left-hand side. And we'll see if he finds a way into the bases. We'll see if herO can wall up in time. Right now, the wall is open. The wall is open, the Stalker's out of position. Does he get in? Does he get in? Shit, he's going for it. Oh my god, the Adepts are in position though. Yeah, the Adepts are in position, the Stalker somewhat as well. Shin, if he tries to surround, the Adepts are here to support, same with the Oracle, and this time, whew, the Stalker does survive. So this time, cleaner early game. Straight up. This time it is a much cleaner early game out of herO. Again, last game it was disastrous, but here in game 2, herO, again, he is locking in. As now we're claiming our linear third. Okay, linear third base is on the way for herO. Oracles are on the way as well to gain map control to move that across the map. And Shin is droning. So from here, we're settling into a bit of a longer game. Once again, we're looking at herO to see his Twilight Council timing. Last game, it was a Twilight Council, 2 gateways early on, a Scream Glaive Adepts, and he started Glaives as well. This time, we're looking for the Twilight Council timing and the Forge timing. Meanwhile, early Eva Chamber at the Shin tells us +1 melee. So Shin is playing +1 melee into Ling Hydra, into a Ling Hydra heavy composition. This time Shin is not going into roaches. As one queen gets picked off, very nice pick off here by herO. Does catch a queen, gets one drone and pulls away and scouts everything. He sees the Eva Chamber, he sees the Bane Nest herO. This screams Ling Bane Hydra. Now, I will say that that's an early Bane Nest, as, oh, the Oracle does go down, brutal pickoff, but that is an early Bane Nest. That's a little bit suspect. Maybe it's just a safety Bane Nest, or maybe Shin plans on being more aggressive with it, but that is something to bear in mind. So an earlier nest than normal. Behind this herO, he's claiming his third base, he's saturating his bases as well, working towards his Twilight Council and Forge. Standard follow-up at a herO, should be +1 on Blink. Should be +1 Blink Stalkers, especially upon confirming the Eva Chamber and the Bailey Nest. Gets another queen. Yeah, second queen goes down. Catching out 2 more drones. Catching out 3 more workers, or even forcing Eva Chamber. So again, better pickoffs here from herO. Better pickoffs. Back at home, there is +1 on Blink, and this typically leads into Storm. So +1 Blink Stalkers into 3 base saturation, into Storm, in towards a 4th base setup. Whew. So after a very chaotic game 1, here we're calming things down in game number 2. We're getting to a longer game states. My prediction here was that Shin would go into Ling Bane Hydra, but we've yet to really confirm that. So the lair is still on the way, and technically we could see Spire play from here, but often whenever you go into mutas, you go into roaches, just so you have a robust ground composition to be able to survive any kind of counterattack. Going straight Ling Bane Hydra, sorry, Ling Bane Muta is a little bit more rare. It is straight up more rare. So we're expecting Hydra play. Technically, there are some niche builds where you can go into like a heavy Ling Bane, into fast Infestation Bit, into fast Hive, into fast Ultras. Dark was very fond of that style back in the day, and even recently we've seen it a little bit out of Shin and Solar. A little bit. It's very map dependent. It excels on some of these larger, more open maps. Lair is done, and there's the Hydra Den. Okay, so Ling Hydra. Shin playing standard. So is herO. We've yet to embrace our splash damage of choice, whether it's Colossus or Temple Archives. It's the onus is still on herO for that. There it is, Temple Archives on the way, going into Storm. Ling's decent pickoffs, they get a gateway. That's a kill, not a cancel. He gets one, he gets 2. Kills one, cancels the other. We can see herO attempting to intercept. Trying to catch out those Zerglings. Oh, they do double back around, actually. And herO's keeping up. Yeah, for the most part, herO does keep up. Where's the Oracles? Oh, no. Yeah, the Oracle's out of position. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. 2 Stalkers going down, getting to 3. 2 Stalker kills. Could have been a lot worse here, but a messy engagement out of herO as the Oracles that abandon the army. Lings, they try to commit. They will not deny the 4th. More Lings are moving in. This is a big investment here from Shin, by the way. Like, this is a lot of Ling aggression, and if he fails to break the expansion, like, that's a big investment. Yeah, he's denied. Oof. So this does eat into Shin's economy. Shin, he's just now getting up to 80 workers. But he did throw away a lot of Zerglings. And gets a Zealot, I suppose. Okay. Takes down a cannon. Cannons, batteries, gets us around on the 4th base. Can he force a cancel? No shot. He can! No shot! He does force a cancel. Very nice. And in the end, it was worth it. How could I doubt him, Pappy? I was doubting Shin. I was like, yo, we're throwing away a lot of Zerglings here, but no, he denies the force base that will heavily slow down hero's growth in this game. And did you see Pneumatize Carapace on the way? Oh my god, catches one of the Oracles, but we're going for Drop Lords. We're going for drops into the main base. So we're setting up for Drop Lords. Shin, he's done droning up to 82. He's maxing up on pure Ling Hydra, and this is very committed play here by Shin. Borderline all in. Why do I say that? No Infestation Pit, no extra gases, no Lurker Den, no further tech, no Hive Tech either. It's pure mid-tier composition of Ling, Bane, Hydra. It is very committed here by Shin, and the goal here is to break the Protoss. And because of Hero's lack of fourth base, I mean, Hero is going to be slowed down. Shin, he's just on fire. Like, despite the stronger early game out of Hero this time, like, Shin, he still found damage. I mean, to be fair, it came down to the fourth base, right? If the fourth base was defended, it's a different story, right? Like, if that were the case, then Hero would have more momentum. He'd have a faster 4-base saturation, of course. He'd have a stronger army. Here comes a Dream Drop into the main, and Hero, how does he react? How does he respond? As Hero's out of position, nice catch here on the Archon. Oh my god, a massive storm of the Ling Bane. That was a brutal storm. And Hero, no energy, no recall. Yeah, there's no energy in the main, there's no recall available. Hero, he's racing back home to defend. He's out of position, denies +3. And the Templar Archives. Yeah, +3 is denied, Archives goes down, no more High Templar, I should say. Oh, that was a nice storm. Oh my god, and he will catch every single Drop Lord. But at the same time, Hero's being pulled apart. There is a recall available here at the fourth base. Templar, they're racing on over here. Banelings are rolling in. And Storms will help deal with the army, but again, the base may still fall. Yeah, the base is still falling. Storms are coming in. Decent storm with the Banelings. And I don't think there are enough Hydras. He will kill the Mineral Line. The Mineral Line is going to go down, and this is still good damage. Still very good damage. Takes down 13 probes. Oh my god, Lings are coming from behind. They almost catch the High Templar. No friendly fire from the Storm, thankfully. 4 High Templar, they survive. And this is still a very shaky game from Hero. Hero, he lost 13 workers, he lost his Forge, he lost +3, he lost his Templar Archives, which slows down High Templar production. Hero only just now noticing that he had no Templar Archives, so he's stuck on 5 High Templar. He cannot make any more. Not for the near future. And Shin is remaxing and he's going for another wave, another push, and this time Hero is going to be, he's going to have even less to work with here. He's going to have less storms. Oh, Jesus. As he will lose 1, 2, 3 Drop Lords. Very nice snipe here from Hero. Okay, Hero looking to stabilize. Now, this is where I become concerned for Shin. What did we mention earlier? Shin, he was borderline all in. What does that mean? Shin, he did drone up heavily, that is true, but Shin is not teching, right? No pits, no hive, no lurkers, no further tech, no hive tech upgrades, I should emphasize. Shin is staying on a very lair tech army, very mid-tier composition. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for Hero. Shin did just some decent damage earlier, but look at the supply, the gap. The gap here is closing, is what I'm mentioning here. The gap is closing. The super is lying to you. Yes, Shin is max, but Shin, he's not able to make use of this army. Couple of links trickling, they trickle in. So again, like Shin's army is, he's got 200 supply, he's maxed, but again, the quality of the army is very low. It's very susceptible here to storms, of course. Templar Archives has been rebuilt. I feel like we needed more urgency out of Shin. Like, I feel like he needed to keep the pressure up, and he's given Hero quite some time. He's given him a lot of time. Now we see the infestation bits. It's a late reaction, it's a late response. Basically, Shin is telling us that he realizes, like, oh, I can't kill him. That's what he's telling us here. He's like, oh, I cannot kill Hero. Now he throws down a second Evo chamber. Now the infestation bit into Hive Tech. Hero's forcing a longer game. Banelings, they roll in. They don't get into the Mineral Line. As Hero's pushing. Zealots, ooh, they move into the Banelings. Some of them do at least. Better control here. Zealots, they pull away. The Archon's tank, and Hero, he breaks the expansion. It's breaking through the base. Hydras, they do rush through the storm. They will snipe the mothership at least. Mothership goes down, the base goes down. We're base trading. We're base trading here. Hero, he will lose his 4th. He does recall. And recalls back home to his 3rd. Does Shin get away? Do we fight? Ooh. Bailey's gonna catch one Templar. One Templar goes down, and here he defends his third, but he doesn't save his fourth base. And SHIN didn't lose his drones. He lost the expansion, but he evacuated. You can see the oversaturation there. He evacuated his workers. Oh my god. Bailings, they have some decent connections. Oh, not towards the end. Stalkers, they tank well. Stalkers tank well, but herO, oh god, he's pushing. He's committed. He lost his fourth base. SHIN can remax. He's remaxed already. And herO throws away an Archon. There are no Archons with the main army. He's very storm dependent. Oh my god, and that's 3 Templar going down. The Bailings. Oh my, 2 more. 5 Templar fall to the Bailings. Massive pickoffs, and SHIN, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's breaking herO. We spoke earlier that there was a lot of urgency for SHIN to end the game early, and hey, he did it. He was able to break the fourth base, cripple the economy. And here he cannot keep up. Not with this. Cannot keep up. He will collapse on these Hydras. He will clean them up. That is true. He cleans up all these Hydras. But behind this, SHIN, he's already rebuilding his army. He's massing up. He's still staying on a very healthy drone count this entire time. Can herO stabilize? I mean, the problem here is that SHIN should never give him the time to stabilize. Like, SHIN should not be passive anytime soon. As herO does move out with his own Zealot counterattack. He will get into the expansion. And SHIN will clean this up. He'll still lose the base, but again, the drone count, right? The drone count is still going to be quite healthy. Saves the drones. Catching up with the Zealots. And I mean, outside of the storms, I don't really see herO holding here. I mean, again, there's just so much Ling main Hydra. There are storms available, but they're very limited. herO, again, heavily reliant on these storms. SHIN collapsing in. Oh, god. Some of the storms are premature. We're running out of storms. There's, what, like 1 storm left? Oh, my god. Gee, the Hydras, they take the storms to the face there. Some rough movement there from SHIN. Does take the storms to the face. Very nice thing. Counterattack at the same time. Gets into the third. 21 probe kills. And even if the Hydras don't break through the main army, that's still critical damage. Still critical damage here. 25 probes going down. Maybe even the expansion itself. As here is just being torn apart. Being torn apart. And again, a very different kind of game here. As we mentioned before, like SHIN was heavily reliant on that Ling aggression earlier, and he killed the fourth, right? He killed the fourth base, he got the ball rolling. He then committed into his own Ling Hydra. I will say that herO did stabilize. herO, he did stabilize when he secured his fourth base and when he caught the Dropper Lords on the right-hand side. So herO was stabilizing, and then everything turned on its head when herO pushed, right? herO, he made the mistake of attacking, he pushed across the map. We ended up in a weird base trade, and SHIN came out on top, where SHIN lost a hatchery, but he didn't lose any drones. Meanwhile, herO lost the mineral line, right? He lost the mineral line, he lost the fourth base. herO losing the fourth meant more than SHIN losing his fifth. Did mean more. And that's led into this kind of game state where herO is stuck on a very low economy, where herO can't really build up an army. His army is very efficient, that is true. Like, there's a lot of potential with the army itself, but I mean, SHIN should still be able to, still be able to deal with this. You could definitely argue that SHIN made too many corruptors, as he was maybe expecting a heavier Tempest count. Collapsing in, catching at the mothership. Yeah, corruptors are gonna go find some damage. Oh, nice movement out of SHIN. And gets a Templar. And gets a Templar. Corruptors, they dive on the Nexus. This Nexus will fall. And again, hero's army isn't getting any bigger. It's not getting any larger. What you see is what you get. Nice concave here at a hero. You get some okay storms, but there's no support for the army. Yeah, we just rush in. Shin getting a little bit careless, but he does force all the Archons. And the Archons are forced out. The final army crumbles. And with that, Shin, he will clean up the final force of hero. I say that there's still 2 more Archons on the left-hand side. The hopium is real for hero. But again, he has nothing behind this. Recalls back home, saves the expansion. And GG. GG gets called. Shin, he'll take a 2-0 lead in the series. A massive lead for Shin. GG. GG, well played. Winding it back here. I will say that hero did have a stronger early game. That is true. Hero had a stronger early game, but the Ling aggression was worth it. If you remember, the Ling flood from Shin, I was not too convinced, but he was able to apply pressure, keep applying pressure, eventually killed the 4th expansion. I say killed, cancelled, which did start the ball rolling, right? It slowed down Hero. It allowed Shin to build up into his Ling Bane Hydra composition, into his assault, where he was able to drop into the main base, snipe the tech. Remember, that was the moment where Shin denied +3. He denied +3, he sniped the Temple Archives, he crippled Hero. Despite that, Hero did stabilize. I was very impressed. Hero took some really good fights. Hero, we had that back and forth. He was able to stabilize on 4 bases, and then he pushed. And then Hero pushed. He overextended. He lost everything. And with that, we are cutting to a short break. When we come back, we will have the remainder of the series. See you soon after the break. Oh.
토스가 좀 한쪽에 몰려 있으니까
드림팀이라고 생각했습니다.
이 경기 GG 수장만 1승 박한솔이 2킬을 하면서 김도우 선수가 큰 선수를 다 이기면서
점점 갈수록 이제 팀이 와야 되면서 저한테 범죄자라고 하더라고요.
모이면 바보가 되고 흩어지면 짱이 돼요.
2번 다 상금 못 받은 사람 도훈이랑 준호밖에 없어? 한솔이 키범이
형 토스가 문제라니까?
토스는 다 각각 했어요.
김준호와 저는 세트다. 따면은 둘 다 따야 되고 못 따면 둘 다 못 따야 된다.
네.
사실 그 정도 시간 방송하면은 제가 정신이 반쯤 나가야 되는데 재밌게 해가지고 시간 가는 줄 몰랐던.
게이머들이랑 약간 디스코드 하면서 하는 게 되게 오랜만에 하는 느낌이라서 재밌게 했었던 것 같아요.
저희끼리 그 케미도 잘 맞고 경기도 좀 재밌었던 것 같아가지고
시청자분들 입장에서도 좀 이렇게 저희의 사적인 대화나 이런 걸 좀 같이 들을 수 있으니까
방송 센스가 너무 없네.
방송이고 나발이고 저는 얘기하겠고요.
시청자분들도 많이 좋아해줘가지고 저는 되게 좋다고 생각합니다.
저는 CK 같은 건 너무 환영했고 승패도 나쁘지 않아요. 2승 1패로 지금 돈도 많이 벌었고
저희 팀의 기운이 좋은 것 같아요. 그냥 저희 팀이 다 그냥 잘하는 사람이 잘 하더라고요.
방식을 좀 바꿨으면 좋겠다. 애교를 랜덤으로.
진짜 내가 해? 너가 해야지 그럼. 이미 냈어 너로.
사다리로 하면은 납득하면서 나가기 가능한데 등 떠밀려서 나가는 경향이 있어서.
프로리그 때 약간 부담감 있잖아요. 그 부담감이 다 느껴져서 너무 힘들었었거든요.
하는 건 너무 재밌었어요. 근데 결과가 3번 했는데 첫 번째 판은 이제 올킬도 하고 잘했는데 지고, 두 번째도 이제 괜찮게 했는데 지고, 막판은 이제 못하긴 했어요. 근데 못해도 버스 타는 선수가 있거든요. 저는 바로 팀이 그냥 지더라고요. 못하니까.
그리고 제가 도호 형이랑 지금 같이 상금이 빵원인데 그래도 계속 저는 1인분 해주는 것 같은데 이게 왜 자꾸 상금을 묻었지? 라는 생각이 조금 있긴 하네요.
1회 때는 에이스 결정까지 갔는데
야 이거 우리 손 많이 맞았어요. 아니요 그냥 이거는 김준호가 거의 다 잡았다고 봤는데 GG.
준호 형이 엄청 유리한 걸 져가지고
패배의 원흉은 제가 아닌 걸로 마지막에 밝혀졌고
3회 때는 이제 도호 형이 뭘 못했던 것 같아요.
일단 도우 형은 확실하고 아무튼 토스가 문제다. 근데 저는 탈출했다.
딱 시작하기 전에 전패 2명 중씩 나눠져 있으니까 범인이 나올 거라고. 다행히 신임원 선수가 이제 캐리하면서 상대편 쪽에 범인이 나왔는데
아마 개인전에서는 한 번도 못 이겼을 거예요. 그래가지고 이건 나의 탓도 좀 있다고 생각을 했는데 시즌 3 때 갑자기 그때 뭔가 집중력이 좀 좋았던 것 같아요. 그래서 잘 돼가지고 올킬 각인데 이거? 도우 형 같은 경우는 실제로 캐리도 많이 했고 이제 안타깝게 마지막에 가가지고 애결해서 진 경우가 좀 많잖아요. 근데 한솔이는 좀 노력을 하면 좋을 것 같아요.
제가 봤을 땐 둘 다 범인이고 도호 형은 자기 실력에 비해 너무 못했고 한솔이도 너무 못했던 것 같아요.
그래도 1회차부터 3회차까지 계속 2킬씩은 해주는 것 같은데 이제 상대편에 계속 각성을 하더라고요 누가. 원래 보통 아군일 때는 약한데 적으로 가면 세잖아요. 약간 그런 게 좀 느껴졌어요.
내가 볼때 박한솔 선수 탓이 좀 큰 게 이게 팀원들이 다 같이 나가라고 뭔가 이유가 있어서 그런 거일 거 아니에요. 말을 꼭 안 듣고 자기 고집대로만 행동을 하더라고요.
아니 한솔이 못 이겨?
근데 말 하면 하는데 맵이 그래서 오늘은 자신이 없네요. 나 예언자에 꺾였어.
그래서 같은 팀 안 된 게 좀 다행이긴 해요. 30차까지.
아니 그때 어이없는 게 두 번째 차례 때 희범이 형을 잡으라고 내보내려고 했거든요. 저 아니면 도호 형이 맞다고 해가지고 다 졌는데 자기가 막바로 졌으면은 인정인데 자기만 이겼거든요.
안 들어가야겠다. 그거 욕 먹겠다.
그래서 그런 거예요.
그게 실력을 떠나서 너무 자아가 세가지고 자꾸 감독을 하려고 해요.
오차...
아까 나갔으면 우리 다 달라졌는데 지금 뭐 하는 거야?
아니야.
그냥 버스나 타라 하고 이제 뽑았는데 자꾸 감독을 하니까 이게 팀이 무너지면서 다음번에는 이제 마이크 안 들으면서 하면 좀 괜찮지 않을까 싶네요.
제가 범인하겠습니다. 안 돼요 이거. 제가 범인하겠습니다.
다음에 뭐 팀이 어떻게 될지 모르겠는데 0승 3패끼리 만나면 안 될 것 같고 근데 내가 되면 안 되긴 하는데 진짜 만나지 말자.
GSL 스킬 좋아요. 자주 안 본 선수 많이 나오니까요. 캐스팅가 더 좋아요. 돈 조금 더 줄어요.
GSL Season 1. GSL Season 1. Finals.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the GSL Season 1 2026 Playoffs Grand Finals. We're here in the best of 7. We're mid-series. Also, a shout out to shout out to Soup, I should say, the GSL production team for making that piece of content, of course. For those who don't know, GSL CK is a monthly kind of team league format that we're the only English casters, by the way. I mean, sorry, I say us and Trigger as well. We're the English casters for that event. If you missed it, I do recommend the VODs over on YouTube. The VODs are also on Soup as well, bear that in mind. But yeah, it's honestly really fun. It's honestly really fun, and it's great to see all the players interact, get on Discord calls together, and stream their POVs as well. It's a very fun event that will be continuing, by the way, after the season of GSL. But for now, we have our grand finals. Our mid-series, SHIN is up 2-0. He's up 2-0. And herO's been he had a really shaky game in game 1. Like, game 1 was almost a disaster, right? Like, herO, he was looking very shaky and everything snowballed out of control. Here in game 2, we had more of a back and forth, but herO, after stabilizing, he pushed across the map. We ended up in a weird base trade, and SHIN came out on top. SHIN killed the 4th and killed the mineral line. Meanwhile, herO, he only killed a base. He killed the 5th base and nothing else. herO recalled back home and had to defend, and was stuck in a really rough position. And now we're loading into the Old Republic. herO, he is favored in this series, by the way, but herO, we need to tighten up. We gotta tighten up here. We gotta lock in. Let's go. As spawning in the right corner of the Old Republic, we have the blue Protoss player, the South Green Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, the red Zerg player from South Korea, leading the series 2-0. The underdog himself, it is SHIN. Here we go. He is up 2-0 in this best of 7. For those that are curious, best of 7 means first of 4. First of 4 do claim the win. Oh boy, and we'll see if SHIN can claim the win and claim a further lead. Oh, go Ragnarok in the chat. Let's go. Of course, SHIN used to go by the idea of Ragnarok. I say used to. The majority of his career was under the name of Ragnarok, but has in recent years name changed to SHIN, of course. Here you can see in the crowd as well. Cheers and cheerfuls for SHIN. Great to see. Hatch gas pool. Standard open out of SHIN so far. Welcome to the Old Republic. Oh, let's go. Flew from Australia. Let's go. We got some Aussies in the chat. Oh my god, Aussies in the audience. Let's go. It's great to see. Great to see. Oh my god. We got my people. Ah. For now, though, again, we're going to be jumping into our next game, into game number 3. We were getting into it, of course. Welcome to the Old Republic. The Old Republic has a very open 3rd and 4th base. I'm a little bit concerned for herO, right? We just had a game on Winter Madness. We just had a game on White Rabbit. Those were herO's maps. In my opinion, those are his maps to claim, those are his maps to take. Loading into the Old Republic here, I would say that aggression is going to be easier for SHIN to achieve, so I'm concerned. I'm a little bit concerned here for herO when it comes to his defensive play and defensive prowess. We'll see if he can have a cleaner early to mid game here, and hopefully this time he doesn't lose his 4th base. If you remember, that was the first kind of domino that fell that did begin the ball rolling in favor of SHIN. So again, we need to tighten up our early game, tighten up our defenses, and get into a comfortable mid game, which has just not happened yet so far in this series. It just has not happened. So chat, it's twice a month now. True. It's because of our current performances. Because of our current support on Patreon with the GSL Patreon page. We are now soon to have a GSL CK twice a month. True. It's a really fun event. Very fun event. As from here, we're going to be opening up. So far, again, we have our initial opener here. Stargate opener back at home for herO. SHIN claiming his 3rd, Stargate into Oracle, and we're building up into our standard early to mid game. From here, herO should take a 3rd base, and we'll see the timing on the Twilight Council for herO. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the timing of the Twilight Council to see if herO does go for early Blink, early Glaives, if he goes for something else instead entirely. Eyes are on herO. As SHIN once again goes to the Link counterattack. Goes to the Link Flood here on the left-hand side. As you've seen previously in every game so far, the goal of this Link Flood is to catch out the first neutral units here. The first Adept, the first Stalker as well. For the first time this series, herO, he stays at home with both Adepts. Like time and time again, he keeps losing that first Adept across the map. This time he stays home. He stays home, and nice SimCity as well. Oracle stays back. SHIN about to move in. He's done this move every game so far in this series, and more or less it has paid off, but this time herO should be ready for it. As here, he moves out with 2 Oracles. He moves out with 2. Early Twilight Council out of herO. That is an early council. 2 more gates. 2 more gates are on the way. It's looking like Glaives. It's looking like Glaive Adepts here. There is no Forge. Lings, they move in. Adepts are somewhat in position, but nice service area here on the expansion itself. Yeah, nice service area. And can we force a cancel? No shot. Can he get it? Oh my god, no! He cancels the 3rd base across the map. The Oracles that do arrive, they will attempt to disrupt some of the mining here. And do we go into Glaives? Show us that upgrade of choice. Show us that Twilight Council. Again, there is no Forge. We have 3 gateways so far. Charge! And another gateway. Okay. Interesting here. So we're going to charge, not into Glaives. But this is very committed. This is very, very committed here from herO. Again, to lose that 3rd was brutal. And as I mentioned, the gateway explosion. Yeah, massive gateway explosion. herO's committing. He's going to commit. The way this works here, you can see the Temple Archives on the way. herO, he is not hitting with Storm. He will hit with Archons. So she should be warping in Zealots, warping in the Warp Prism, moving out across the map with 2 Archons. I say Warp Prism. I don't think there's a Robo yet. True. Stasis Trap is denied. Yo, herO, he's in trouble here. So far, the Oracles, they haven't really dealt too much damage. They get deflected. The 3rd base is delayed. herO is gearing up towards his charge timing, but I guess we're just going to walk across the map because there's no Robo, if I'm not mistaken. Late Forge, late upgrades. Getting ready for his move outs. You can see the High Templar morphing in. They're going to morph into Archons. And then it's going to be go time. Here we go. You can see on the production tab, 2 Archons are on the way. Massive stasis. Finally, we get some value here. Stasis trap goes off, but it did cost herO an Oracle. True. Did cost him the Oracle. herO's gearing up. He's pushing. As we mentioned before, again, he's going to be hitting that time with 2 Archons. And he gets spotted. He does get spotted here. Roach production has begun. Ooh, SHIN went for a save. The Roach Warren. Roaches are ideal. Here, he might still get the 4th though. We'll see. We see these Zerglings, they're buying time. They're trying to buy some time here as Queens and Roaches amass. Expansion takes a lot of hits and the 4th base will fall. Takes down the 4th and can keep going. Can herO get even more damage? So far, nice pickoff, claiming the expansion, and herO, he backs off. He backs off. Robo's on the way. +1 is on the way. Getting saturation, so herO may have lost his third, but hey, he kills the fourth. So we have a back and forth here. We have a back and forth. herO, there's still a lot of urgency to find some more damage. Moves in. Hey, does take down an Overlord. Overlord goes down. Lings it up in. Super the base is nice hold position micro. Gets into the mineral line. Ooh, does not kill many workers though. herO, he reacts in time. Does react, does respond. Zones away the Zerglings. At the same time, the main army does push in. But there are plenty of roaches to defend. Yeah, plenty of roaches. SHIN is holding. SHIN is holding. He's defending. Likewise, herO. Ooh, breaking out of said block. Working towards Storm. I don't see a fourth base. Yeah, herO, he's yet to claim a fourth. And he wants to push. Yeah, he's committing here. Again, the aggression continues for herO. It's his turn to be aggressive once again, collapsing on the fourth base. Once again, looking to force a cancel. This time, there are plenty of roaches to defend. SHIN holds his own, but we're waiting for Storm. Storm is done in 7 seconds. Storm is finishing. High Templar on the way. 3, 4. 4 Templar, 4 Storms. And there's the first. Okay, 1 Storm zones. We got 3 Storms left. There's a second Storm. A little bit premature. Down to 2. Plenty of Zealots. They're collapsing in, getting us over the roaches. He's trying to give chase. Catching a Queen. There's a third Storm. Yeah, third Storm tries to zone away, but the High Templar exposed. Although he gets 1. Wow, he gets the Templar, baits out a Storm, and SHIN is holding. Uh-oh, SHIN is holding on, and herO never expanded. herO, he never got a fourth base. That is a concern. herO's still on 3. SHIN is massing up his army. And now SHIN has momentum, right? Now the aggression has subsided from herO, and SHIN's about to max out, and SHIN's goal should be to break the fourth base that is delayed here for SHIN. Sorry, for herO, I meant to say. herO going for the drop. This is crucial. herO, this is less about doing damage, it's more about buying time, right? It's more about just keeping SHIN busy while herO sets up his fourth base with cannons and shield batteries. I'm assuming he wants batteries at the fourth. Yep, as you can see, the production tab. Cannons and batteries are on the way. Again, herO, he needs to secure that position. SHIN, he's waiting for his upgrades. +2 and Hydra speed. As again, SHIN is gearing up. herO, he's got plenty of High Templar. He's got 6 Templar. They're somewhat exposed. 1 Templar goes down. Jesus. Yeah, 1 Templar falls. Nice Storms on the roaches, though. The roaches get softened up. Oh, massive Storm on the roaches once again. Jesus. Another Storm on the roaches. We just tanked the Storms. Oh my god. Does tank the Storms, but here comes SHIN. Again, he's max. He's max. He's pushing. He wants to High Templar. There's what? 1 Storm left. Well, was that the final Storm? There might be an energy overcharge, and there's more High Templar back at home. But again, the Storms are the one thing keeping SHIN back. herO is closing that supply. He's catching up a supply here. Immortal's exposed. He's gonna get 1. Massive pickoff. Gets an Immortal. Takes out the Immortal, and herO, he abandons the low ground. He's pulling the boys, never mind. Does pull the boys. A lot of hurt's gonna be going down. Massive Storm on the roaches. Yeah, crazy Storm here on both sides. The Storms have been solid so far. Army softened up. Immortals, they break through. Zealots, they get across the map as well. And herO, he is pulling SHIN apart. Drones are falling, so are probes. It's getting messy. Yeah, it's getting very messy here, but I do favor herO's army. So herO, both economies are crippled, but herO, he has a much more efficient army with Zealots, with Archons, with High Templar, with Storm and Immortals. And it looks like herO is fighting back. It looks like we're looking to make a series out of this. As herO, he successfully defends his fourth base, and he killed the fourth base of SHIN once again. 28 drone kills, 29, 30. Up to 30 drones. Crazy that. 31. Oh my god. 32? 33. 34. 30. 35? Oh my god. 34. 34 drone kills. Crazy damage. Crippling damage here. Game ending, even, if you will. And herO, now he can just chill. Now he can just chill back at home and defend. SHIN is all in. SHIN is completely all in. And even then, it's a weaker all in as well. There's barely a standing army for Shin. Storms are landing. And GG gets called. herO, he will tear Shin apart. And we have a series. We have a back and forth. herO puts a point on the board. GG. Whew. GG, well played. herO, he does fight back. Again, a strong start for Shin in the series, but herO able to get his footing. I will say, though, it was still a messy game. Remember, how did this game start? herO lost his third. He lost his third base, and herO was forced into charge as a follow-up instead. A very committed two-base build going into charge, into Archons. He pushed across the map, and he denied the fourth. If you remember, he killed the fourth base. So herO lost the third, he killed the fourth. We had that back and forth interplay there, and herO followed that up with early storm. Early storm into an early push, and herO, he was able to trade, able to fight, and able to neck down the bases time and time again. Things were still looking a little bit scary there when Shin maxed out and when Shin was pushing, but again, plenty of storms, nice defense, and a solid Zealot counterattack as well leads herO into a win. GG, well played. Still very intense though, still a very, very intense game. And in the end, herO does fight back. Now we're going to be loading into Ruby Rock, and this time a much smaller map here. We're expecting more aggression out of both players. I wouldn't be surprised if we see early blink this time out of herO. Show us what you got. Yes, here we go as we are jumping in. Oh, the drums, Pappy, beat the drums. Beautiful. As here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. For T1, it is herO. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Green Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg. Leading the series 2-1, it is SHIN. Let's go. Let us go. We have a series. We have a back and forth. herO does put a point on the board, and we will have that kind of back and forth interplay. Welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground, open third, open fourth, open area in between the bases. Aggression is favored here. Oh, as we do check out some of the cheerfuls. I don't know what he said, but I can see two, and I can see like a little card. Look at the Zergling. It's a nice little hat. Go Shin. Yeah. As we are getting into game number 4 here, and again, Shin does have a lead so far in the series, and because aggression is so favored on this map, we're expecting both players to embrace that, right? We could see more defensive play out of herO, like early blink into a later forge, into a more defensive play. That is true. We could see that out of herO. Otherwise, we could see early blink into heavy gateways, into like 3 gate, 8 gate blink all in. Sorry, 3 base, 8 gate blink all in is what I meant to say. We'll see. We'll see how herO does approach Ruby Rock, as we often do see aggression from herO here as well. We shall see. For now, I'm going to be opening up, being as annoying as possible, disrupting some of the mining, as we've soon to get into our openers here. From the side of Shin, we're looking to see how he does tech up, whether he goes Lair first, Eva Chamber first, or Roach Warren first. My prediction here is early Roach Warren. I'm leaning towards early Roach play, but we'll see. I'd be surprised if we see early Eva Chamber out of Shin, as that does typically mean more mid-game play. Meanwhile, herO goes for a Stargate opener, into his Oracle, into his third, and for herO, we're looking for the Twilight Council timing. Looking for the Council. True, we got the T1 logos in the chat. True. Sold for 34 drones. That was insane damage, by the way. That Zealot counterattack was crazy. One hero of the game. That was 34 drones and the 4th expansion as well. It was crazy. As from here, we're claiming our 3rd base. Stargate is finishing up. Oracle should be on the way. We have been seeing herO mix in some Void Ray openers at times, and we'll talk about that when we ever do see it. But here it is going to be the Oracle. So no Void Ray. No Void Ray yet out of herO. Not yet in this series. Not yet. Void Rays, they do allow you to hide tech and potentially cut corners. Potentially. As we're soon to claim our 3rd. Now Shin consistently every game so far, game 1, game 2, and game 3 has been going for like a 16 Ling flood, where he makes 16 Lings, moves out across the map, and hits the third base. In game 1 and game 2, that led into Shin catching out the first couple of Stalkers in the depths. In game 3, we saw Shin canceling the third base, so this time we see only drones out of Shin. We'll see. When it comes to the production tab, he's making a handful of Lings. We have 6 Lings on the way, but this is nowhere near as many as last time. Nowhere near. So Shin this time a lighter commitment into Lings and more drones. This is a nice evolution of Shin's play, just because he recognizes that herO is adapting to Shin, right? He's adapting to him. At this point, herO should not lose anything, and now we go Eva Chamber first, spotted instantly by herO. Eva Chamber first, screams +1 melee. Which means herO might go charge again. True. He might go charge or depths as a response to the Eva Chamber. But no, we're almost done with the third. Yeah, never mind. We're almost done with the third base. So standard timing with the Twilight Council and Forge. If we had an earlier council, then we could have seen something to abuse and something to punish. But nope. Standard timing with the tech and a standard third base as well. Oh, Shin does go for a safety Roach Warren. So in case herO did go for Glaives or Zealots, then Roaches will be available. So Shin is playing safe and herO confirms. As things like collapse in, they catch out one of the Adepts. One Adept gets called out. Lair is on the way for Shin. So again, taking up. The early Eva Chambers... Wait, did he cancel? He did. That's crazy. Remember, Shin threw down the Eva Chamber between the bases, then he canceled the chamber after the Oracle left, so no +1 melee, no Ling Hydra, instead going into a Rochavier style instead. I think Shin wanted to bait herO into Glaives or into Charge, and do you see this? It is going to be Charge as the opener for herO. Not Blink. Okay. Oh, as it upside do shade into the mineral lines, 4 drones, 5 drones going down. Very nice trades. That was 4 deaths for 5 drones. But again, a crazy move out of Shin. As yeah, he's committing into Roaches, into Roach Hydra. So he baits out the Zealots, and this tells me that Shin is going to have the greater army, the more efficient composition. Zealot Archon Storm is ideal against Lingbane Hydra, less so against a heavy Roach Ravager composition. That is where Blink Stalkers excel. So again, very, very slick moves out of Shin. Juking at herO. As Hydra production has begun, getting into Hydra range, building up his Roach Hydra composition instead. And you can see herO warping the massive wave of Zealots. As herO got into 4 Oracles, Jesus. Roaches are revealed. Reveals his Roaches. Shin confirms Charge, confirms the High Templar. Shin is aware. And again, as opposed to Lingbane, Roach Hydra can tank, or at least Roaches. They can tank some storms. That's why it's considered to be more efficient as an army composition against heavy storm play. Zealots do catch out one of the queens, not bad. Catching the queen, collapsing on that expansion. Ooh, we'll kill the 4th, so we'll kill the 5th. Not bad, but that was the 5th. Ooh. As the Oracle barely gets away. herO pulls back as Shin applying pressure to the would-be 4th base. Still no 4th expansion. The pylon goes down. Nice pickup. And Shin is going to be the aggressor. Shin, he's going to be able to build up into his heavy Roach Hydra composition, soon to max out as he's currently at 160, soon to be 180 plus supply. And once he pushes, it's going to be on Shin to break the 4th. If you remember, what did we say at the beginning of this game? Ruby Rock favors aggression, right? Ruby Rock has an open and accessible 3rd and 4th base, and Shin is going to be the aggressor, so I have to favor him here. herO, going to be the first to try to move out. He has to fight for map control, ideally. He needs to fight for map control. Shin opening up the center of the map, allowing for a more open center. Ooh, Templar gets caught. Not bad. Does catch a Templar. Shin pushing in towards the third. Distracting herO. Oh, snipes another Templar. Gets one. Gets two. Yeah, just barely. Second Templar goes down. There's only one Templar left. Only one Templar with the main army. There's the Storm. We have more Templar coming in. And Shin is overwhelming. Shin is looking to overwhelm. Hydras, they kite back. Zealots, they do trade well getting on top of the Hydras, but we have more Roaches coming in. Nice Storm! Oh my god. Yeah, very nice Storm on the top side. And here he is holding. He's holding on. He cleans up the Hydras. He cleans up the Roaches as well. Again, Shin, he took the Storm to the face. That Storm on the ramp was brutal. And even though Shin, he was maxed, by the way. Shin, he was at 200 supply. But here he holds. He barely holds on. Shin is gearing up for the second wave. But I'll be honest, the first attack was the strongest. I have less faith in the second assault. I have less faith in this. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for herO. As here he's building up more High Templars, working on +3, getting into Immortal production. Shin is on a timer. He's on a timer. That was his moment. That was his opportunity. You can see Shin trying to come in from behind. Does attempt to. He needs to get on top of this High Templar. Again, attempting to flank. Storms are being thrown down. Again, Hydras are coming from behind, and they get one. I want to say they get one Templar. Massive Storm. Storms are connecting. Nice movement out of herO. Here he avoids the surround. And once again, Storms are landing. Crazy Storms. I believe that was the final Storm for herO, and he cleans everything up. Collapsing on the Hydras, collapsing on the Roaches. GG gets called. The all-in fails, and herO ties up the series 2-2. GG. GG, well played. Again, Shin, he was completely all in, and that first assault was his strongest one when he caught 3 High Templar. It was a good start. It was a good start if you remember. Shin, he caught 3 High Templar initially, and then he collapsed in, but then we had the reinforcing Templar come in, and Shin took so many Storms to the face. As soon as herO defended against that first push, that first all in, that was game. That was game then and there. We saw Shin attempt to go for 1 second round, 1 second assault, but herO had so many more High Templar, so many more Storms, and reinforcements, and the economy as well. And again, the all-in did fail for Shin. GG. GG, well played. We're tied up 2-2, and we're going on a short break. We're going on a short break. Remember, this is a best of 7. Best of 7. Potentially 3 more games ahead of us. We might even go the distance. Oh boy. Here we go. As we're going to be cutting to a short break. We'll see you soon in 5 minutes time. Hup.
GSL Season 1. GSL Season 1 Finals.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the GSL Season 1 2026 Playoffs Finals. We're here in a best of 7 between herO and SHIN. Our PvZ, we are tied up 2-2 here, and we're getting ready for game number 5. Again, it's a best of 7. First to 4 will claim the win. And so far, it's been an intense back and forth. Initially, SHIN had momentum. Initially, he was up 2-0, but herO has clawed his way back into a tied series. It does feel like game after game, herO, he's getting more and more comfortable, getting more and more in form, and more dominant. Oh boy. So, again, the pressure's on SHIN. Let's hope he doesn't let us slip away. Like, at this point, take it all the way. At this point, take us all the way, Bobby. Go all the way to the ace match. That's what I want here, at least. But here we go. The pressure's on as we're loading into 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is a very small map of the map pool. Not many bases, short rush distance by ground, but a secure 4-base setup. We'll get into it. What we often say when it comes to 10,000 feet is whoever has momentum has the advantage. We'll discuss that once we get into the game itself. But again, we have had a back and forth so far. We've seen a Tented and faked out Glaives, for example, into charge, but let's jump on in. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. For T1, it is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Green Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing himself. He's been forced into that series. It is SHIN. Here we go. We are tied up 2-2 here. We have a back and forth. We're loading into game 5. And who will gain a lead in the series? Who will break that tie and who will gain that lead? We're loading into that 5th game. Let's go. Let us go. We do have our initial standard opener. We have our initial hatchcast pull out of SHIN, and likewise herO going for his own gate expand. Now, as we settle into this, welcome one and all to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is one of the smaller maps of the map pool, less bases, very short rush distance by ground, shortest rush distance out of any map in the current map pool. That is true. So because that short rush distance, you would think that aggression is favored. Kind of. I mean, the thing that goes against that here is the distance between the natural, the 3rd, and the 4th base. Your 4-base setup is very close together. It's very close. It's very secure as a result of that. Moving your army in position to defend and being in location to defend and rotate at your 3rd, natural, and 4th base, it's very easy to do so. It's very easy to do so. So turtling up on 4 bases is easier. It is favored on this map. On the flip side, because of that short rush distance, if you're aggressive and if your aggression fails, if you take a bad fight, if you get caught in the center of the map, and if things go awry for you, then the counterattack hits very hard and very fast, right? So if you do lose momentum, if you do lose an edge, lose a lead, if you're aggressive, if the aggression fails, if you're active and if your activity fails, then your opponent will have the advantage coming into you, and then they can try to break you, of course. So again, momentum can very quickly swing one way or the other, depending on how these engagements do transpire. For now, though, we're going to be calming things down, getting into our tech of choice. So far, it has been non-stop Stargate openers into Oracle for herO. Of course, the follow-up has been different. We've been seeing early charge, early blink, early glaives. We have been seeing herO mix up his early to mid-game, but we'll see. We shall see. Likewise, even last game, SHIN faking out +1 melee, going into roaches and going into a heavy roach style, which did work out well against Zealots, but again, he went for an all-in and he failed to break the 4th base. It was close, it was intense. It was quite intense. But herO did showcase his defensive prowess, he held on. And we find ourselves in game 5. We do find ourselves in that 5th game. Oh, we spoke about this in last game, actually. Void Ray opener. Okay, not Oracle. For the first time this series, a Void Ray opener out of herO. The goal with the Void Ray is to hunt down Overlords. Hunt down Overlords, deny vision, deny scouting, and potentially hide tech. Now, bear that in mind. You don't need to. You don't need to go like Void Ray into Stargate, into Fleet Beacon, into Carry or Tempest Rush, or to go into like Hidden Glaive of Depths, or to go into something more crazy and diverse. You can go Void Ray into a third, into an Oracle, into +1 of Blink Stalkers. Like, you don't have to vary things up. But what's important here is that you are keeping yourself hidden, right? You're shrouding yourself in this cloud of ambiguity by hunting down these overlords and by denying any scouting information. You could be playing standard, or you could be hyper aggressive. You could be very greedy. You could be tech heavy. It's harder to determine. As he moves out immediately, he does find one overlord, bearing in mind he's aware that there's a second overlord outside of his natural, and that's going to be a secure kill on said overlord as well. So here is just hunting. He's hunting for overlords. He does get one so far. Did make a second Void Ray. Did take note of that. That's more unorthodox to invest into a second Void Ray. That's weird. Shin going Lair first. Interesting. So Lair first out of Shin. Meanwhile, herO going for his follow-up here on 2 bases. Forge and Twilight Council, but still no third expansion. That's a little bit odd. That's a very late third for herO. Is it going to charge, or like are we building up to early blink? That'd be a little bit odd, but we'll see. Fighters that make their way into the main. Can he catch a queen? Does hit the main, going for the gas geyser. Will get a kill, not bad. Slowing down the gas income and scouting the fast lair as well. So nice scouting there by herO. He does escape, does pull away. Meanwhile, it is going to be +1 and blink with earlier gateways, and I'm curious to see if herO turns this into an 8-gate 3-base all-in. That's what I'm curious about. Oh, he commits! Oh, massive misstep here from herO. That should not have happened. That's 4, that's 5 adepts going down. Ay, ay, ay. Oof. Yeah, massive loss there for herO. The Oracle was also thrown away. Here he should not have been across the map, and with that, he will lose a third. Wow, we spoke about this earlier, but momentum swings in favor of whoever. I mean, momentum can be very iffy, I should say, on this map. And that's a cancel. That's a cancellation on the third base. Massive pick off. It was already late. It was already a late third. For herO to lose that army, momentum swinging heavily in favor of SHIN. It's very fickle on this map. As Storm is on the way. Again, still stuck on 2 bases. herO SHIN claiming his 4th. Getting to his own Roach Hydra composition. Building up a bit of Roach Hydra. I do prefer the Stalker heavy style that herO is going to go for. But again, his economy is so delayed, and herO's stuck at home. He's just stuck at home. Trying to catch out Zerglings. Because of herO's forced defensive play, SHIN has the option to be greedy. If you wanted to. Could be greedy. Could take more bases, but I can see that SHIN, he's spreading creep. He's spreading creep, he's pushing across the map, he's still massing up purely Roach Hydra. And SHIN, he's moving out. Oh boy. So SHIN, he does not want to macro. Does not want to saturate, does not want to drone up. I know the broadcast has been quite long tonight, but it's been very aggressive, very short games. Like it's been non-stop hyper aggression and all-ins, and that's what we're seeing here from SHIN as well. So here we go. SHIN, he's built up his army. He's built up. He's pushing out. So Storm does connect with some of the Lings. Yeah, Zerglings, they're going down, and here comes the Roach Hydra. Yeah, Roach Hydra's pushing forward. Roaches are going down. Nice positioning here with the Void Rays. Good positioning. So far, herO's holding on. We mentioned earlier that the bases are quite close together, so defending your third base is a little bit easier here on this map. herO dragged on the right-hand side. SHIN coming from behind. Takes the Storm to the face. Oh my god. Yeah, no Hydra speed, so he does take the Storm and does take a massive amount of damage. herO can chase. Oh. Risky. He blinks in. He's crazy. He blinks in. He does get 1, 2 Hydras. Very nice pickups. And again, lack of Hydra speed slows him down. We have new protect carapace on the way. That tells us that we're going for Jump Lords. And remember, Shin, he was all in. Like, he had cut worker production. He had not taken any other bases. That was meant to kill, and he fails to kill. Fails to kill herO, and we can see Shin gearing up for the second wave. Shin is almost maxed, by the way. He's almost maxed out. Ooh. Does snipe one of the Voids? No, not even. The Void Rays, they pull away. Here come the Chopper Lords. They should be morphing in soon. And it's going to be the Hydra drop. Yep, there we go. 5 Chopper Lords morphing in. We'll see if Shin can get past the Void Rays. As herO bleeds out a couple of Stalkers. In a head-on fight, I do think that herO can hold and defend, but his army isn't big enough to split between 2 locations. That's the issue for herO. He cannot defend his main at the same time. Doom Drop moves out. The Doom Drop is empty, by the way. Interesting. Yeah, empty Doom Drop. Shinny commits here into the 4th base. herO coming in from behind. As Roche is likewise like behind the mineral line. A bit of an awkward assault here, but here he does come in from behind. He's locking down the army. Shin moves into the main base with the empty Overlords. And they don't really force a reaction. They don't force a reaction. Shin's gonna lose everything. Oh my god. Shin will lose every single Roach, every single Hydra. Does kill the expansion, but these are still heavy losses for Shin. As Shin will lose everything. An expensive trade for Shin. He does slip into the mineral line. 11 probes go down. As I mentioned, it was a fake Doom Drop, and herO didn't even react to it. herO, he didn't even notice. It's like, well, what was that? Ay, ay, ay. And with that, herO, he snowballs out of control. Again, Shin was all in. You can see Shin shaking his head on cameras. He knows. He knows that, like, that was it. That's all he had. That's a kill, not a cancel. That's a kill, not a cancel. Again, the all-in did fail. The super's lying to you, back. Even now, it's lying to you. herO has the advantage. Mass storms on the army. Softening up the Roaches. The GG gets called. And herO, he will claim game number 5. Taking a lead in the series. 3-2. GG. GG, well played. herO, he does claim a lead here in the series. Again, Shin, he was hyper committed, hyper aggressive. I don't blame him. He had a good start. He killed the 3rd. Remember, he forced a cancel. herO was contained on 2 bases even longer. He was having a hard time building up. And if you remember, we did point out a specific moment where Shin had a choice to make. Shin, he was ahead. He had a choice to make. He could either drone and take another base and tech up and embrace a longer and later game, or go for the all-in. And he chose to go for the all-in. He chose to go for the all-in, but we emphasize that specifically all-inning on this map can be difficult because the bases are so close together. Doesn't take long at all to rotate between them. The exception to the rule, though, is drop lord play. If you can drop into the main base, then herO would not have reacted in time to that, but it was a fake Doom Drop. It was a fake Doom Drop that herO didn't even notice. So it didn't lead to anything, didn't achieve anything, and Shin in the end got shut down, and now we're loading into game number 6. Gonna be loading into Celestial Enclave. Let's go. Let us go. Celestial Enclave is the most macro map in the map pool. Hyper defense, hyper turtle heavy play is favored on Celestial Enclave. And as a result of that, I'm concerned for Shin. Now, there are certain all-ins you can go for that do work on this map, but is it too obvious? Is it too obvious? Let's go. Let us go. For me as a caster, I'm greedy. I want an ace match. Give us the ace match. Let's start. Just spawning in the bottom hand corner of Celestial Enclave, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss for T1. It is herO. Leading the series 3-2. Can he pull off the reverse sweep? As spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. He was up 2-0, but he has been losing momentum. Can he fight back? It is Shin. As again, he has lost the momentum that he once had in this series, to the point where now I'm getting concerned. I'm getting concerned, especially on Celestial Enclave. Shin going for the pocket base? Oh, god. Does go for the pocket expansion, but hey, the drone moves out. Shinny does move out across the map, looking to hatch block. So we're setting up for the hatchery block here at the natural base of herO. Shin, he is forced to expand in the pocket expansion, which has less resources, less valuable. That will hurt Shin in the early to mid game, but he does block herO at least. Now that should force a reaction that ideally should force out a second gateway. But now gateway into Zealots, into Cybercore. This hatchery is going to be dealt with. It was a hatch gas pool build here by Shin. So late spawning pool, late queens, late link production as well. I'm concerned about the counterattack, assuming there is going to be one. We'll see. So the way this works here is that herO, he should force a cancel. He's going to have 2 Zealots to work with, and then Adept reinforcements after that. Following herO expanding, he's going to be able to counterattack. He's going to be able to counterattack with 2 Zealots and with a handful of Adepts, and it's going to be up to Shin to not drone up too much, to make some Zerglings to defend against that counterattack. The plus side is that herO's forced to delay his expansion, but Shin has to take this counterattack seriously. He's got to take it seriously. As I believe there should be 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts. herO, he will take his pocket expansion as well. This hatchery should be cancelled. Yep, there's that cancellation. The Zealots, they move out, Adept as well. As you mentioned, 2 Adepts, 2 Zealots. And again, if Shin's not too careful, then he might be overwhelmed. We have 10 Zerglings in production. Does go for the gas steal. Ooh, probe delaying the 3rd. Here he does move out. Does move out across the map. We have 6 more links on the way. I believe Shin should have enough Zerglings. I believe he should have enough. Adept reinforcements are coming, but ideally Shin collapses on the Zealots before the Adepts arrive. Not quite able to though. Yeah, not quite able to. The army does come together. We have our 2 Adepts and 2 Zealots. The Zerglings, they do attempt to surround. Yeah, they attempt to surround. Nice counterattack here with this Adept back at home. Yeah, we have the defensive Adept. Ooh, catching at a Queen. Oh no. That should not have happened. Massive pig off. 1 Queen goes down. Shin is in trouble. And Shin, he is in trouble here. Link speed is almost complete. We're still 11 seconds away. With link speed finishing, Shin, he should hold. He should hold. Likewise, here needs to get the hell out of here. Oh, the gas finished. Gas geyser did complete. Here does pull away. The Oracle comes in to support. Very nice. Yeah, the Oracle moves in. A lot of Zerglings going to be going down, and here he will lose 1 Adept, so the other does Shade. Yeah, the other does Shade. Does keep this going a little bit longer. Here just getting value with the Oracle as much as he can. Catching out more Zerglings. And in the end, yes, Shin did clean up all the army, clean up all the Zealots and Adepts, but at the same time, he's down to workers. Why is he down to workers? Because he had to make so many Zerglings. He had to make so many Zerglings, and he lost the Queen as well, so less injections, less larva. Here is ahead. Here is in a stronger position. He's going to have 3 Oracles. Oof. And again, so far, the opener has been in favor of herO. Has been in favor. Oof. And these vanilla Adepts, I mean, they're excelling. They excel against Zerglings. The hatchery's still low from earlier, less than half HP. herO, can he get into the middle line? There's only 11 lings. Oh, only 11 Zerglings. Eva Chambers on the way, 18 lings in production. herO, does he commit? He doesn't. Okay, does not commit. hero's backing off, we're building up. We have the Forge on the way, Twilight Council, +1, and I would imagine Blink. Stage driving to the main. Shin, oh, does react. Yeah, it does react in time. Here he has to get the hell out of here. Here he gets called out. But does shade away. Ooh. Does shade in time. And here he barely makes it back home. Just barely. And Shin, again, the pressure's still on. He's still down in workers. He's still down in workers, down in economy. He's down in tech as well. Hero's building up in towards Storm. And Shin is still stuck on lane. He's still stuck with Zerglings here. Again, just a very rough position. Oh, gets an Oracle. Not bad. Nice one. Yeah, gets one Oracle. Despite that, still 3 drones go down. And all the Zerglings earlier as well. So the Oracle did pay for itself. Oh boy. Remember, there's no glaives, but even without glaives, just because of the early economic damage and with the Oracle support as well, like, these lings, they're not going to be good enough. They are not enough. You could argue that that Hero was a little bit premature with his Pulsar Beam. He does go up creep. Yeah, he's getting out of here. So he just threatens. He just poses a threat, he pulls away. Hero messing up a little bit. Did you notice? If you look at the production tab, Storm is in production and a second Templar Archives. So that caught me a little bit. Yeah, the Observer does notice. The Observer notices, bam, second Templar Archives. So Hero's slipping up a little bit here, but I mean, he's ahead, so it's fine. Like, he's ahead, so he can afford to make some mistakes. See, really, he just expects to lose one of them. The problem is that the one most likely to go down is the second one that he made. It's like... Yeah, Shin, he attempts to delay the expand, but he cannot. 4th base is getting up. Storm is now done, +1 as well. And Shin is trying to work towards Lingbane Hydra, but again, we still do favor Hero's composition. Oh, there's no Spore. Diving into the middle line, 5 drones, 6 drones going down, and the Oracle gets away. 6 drone kills. Ay, ay, ay. Once again, I mean, Shin, he was already behind, now falling further behind as well. Now, Shin is going for Overlord speed. Once again, there's a lot of pressure on Shin to get something done, and he's going for Drop Lord play. So there is potential with that. As Shin, he does nibble away at the wall. Hero, does he notice? Does he react? He does. I believe the Oracle will respond. Yeah, Hero keeps pushing. Lings, they turn back around. Hero catching out 2 queens. Very nice. 2 queens go down. Storm is coming in, and we do have the surround coming in from Shin. He comes over behind. Ooh, but the Storms, they connect. Yeah, Storms, they shut down the Zerglings, and that's the army. That's the entire army here. There are no Hydras ready. Banelings are morphing in. Can they connect? Oh my god, they will. Massive connections. The juiciest connections possible. Yeah, Hero does still up. He clumped. He slipped up. He clumped up. And Shin holds. Again, the best fight possible. As Hero, he clumped up his army. He was lacking Storms. Messed up his control. Shin has a chance. He holds. He survives. That could have ended the game, to be honest. That should have ended the game. That should have ended the game. But again, here he wasn't paying attention. He wasn't able to storm in the morphing and banelings. Clumped up the army. Hero overconfident. He was overconfident. And now we have a game. Now we have a game. With Hero throwing away his lead, that means that Shin now has a chance to build up his economy, build up his army. Hero still has a stronger setup here, and he should be able to mass up a terrifying composition, but Shin has a chance to counterattack over these run-bys and potentially even tech up. We'll see if Shin gets into lurker tech. Oh. We get an okay Zealot run-by here, but there are plenty of Hydras to respond. Zealots collapse in the expansion, and it looks like they will kill the base. At the same time, Storm does connect with the Banelings. And this time, Hero's looking. Yeah, this time, Hero's paying attention. As Hero, he does not lose a High Templar. Here we go, double drop into the pocket base. Hero's somewhat in position. High Templar, they pull back. It was so risky for Hero to be active with just almost a pure High Templar composition on the right hand side. But he does pull back home. Here he pulls back. Once again, very bold move here. That's what we're saying with this round. The High Templar, no! Yeah, the High Templar exposed, forcing out all the storms. Oh yeah, very inefficient here, and Hero gets caught out. He loses every single High Templar. Hero, he did not have to be out on the map. And Shin's going for the kill. He's going for the kill. That was what? That was 7 High Templar going down. Shin's moving in. Imagine Hero defending here with 7 more Templar than what he has. Like, he would just mass storm everything. But now, that's all he has. 2 storms. 2 storms get thrown down. Oof. Final High Templar falls. Bailey's busts into the mineral line. And Shin, he's doing it. He's breaking on through. Again, despite the rough start, Hero took 2 bad fights. 2 really rough fights from Hero. At the same time, Hero going for the counterattack. He does have 1 Templar here with the main army. Oh no, it's going to go down. Yeah, the Templar is getting low. Hero does catch reinforcements. We're getting messy. We're getting very, very messy here. Hero does survive, does hold on. But again, a very messy defense out of Hero. At the same time, 13 drone kills across the map. Who do we favor? Who do we favor here? If Hero can build up his High Templar count again, then he should be okay. He's morphing in 2 more Templar. He has 3 in total, I believe. That's 3 Templar. Catching out a couple of drop lords. Shin, he has overlords to spare. It's okay. He can spare some overlords. We're getting messy. Hero splitting up his army. Yeah, Hero does split. We'll take the Banelings to the face. Massive Baneling connections. Yeah, nice connections here out of Shin. Baneling rolling in. Ooh, it does force a morph into the Archon, denying storms. But Hero stabilizing. Yeah, Hero stabilizing. Based on the current economic setup here for both Hero and Shin, I do favor Hero if both players back off. Like, Hero's going to be able to rebuild faster into a more tech-heavy army. The pressure's on Shin. Like, Shin, he needs to achieve more with this. So he's setting up for the Doom Drop. See chat, favorite Shin because they're can instant remax? That is not the case. That is not true. Remember, Shin has a low economy. He only has 66 drones. He's only on the 3 base economy. That's why the supplies are as close as they are. Like, Shin cannot remax. So he's jumping into the bucket base. At the same time, Hero's pushing on the right-hand side. There's side defense to defend. There's a cannon. There's a battery. Hero's pushing. That's also why the Zelaramba was so important for Hero. Remember, he killed, what was it, 13 drones? Like 12 to 13 drones with the Zelaramba. Bailings are finishing. Hero, he's got to respect it. Another Bailings! Oh my god. Yeah, Hero gets into the mineral line. More drones going down. Remember, Shin already had a weak economy. But Shin can catch out the Templar. Nice storms. We come in for the flank. Once again, no more storms for Hero. He gets surrounded. Yeah, Hero's going to get locked down. And he will lose this army, losing the Archons, losing the Immortals, but at the same time here he's getting into more bases. And Shin responds. Shin, he turns back around. Though the storms are premature. Yeah, some premature storms. Can he recall? Can he save the High Templar? Here, he has to get out of here. He has to get out of here. He's reinforcing instead. He will attempt to reinforce. Who catches who? There's a final storm. Massive storm on the Hydras, and here he collapses in. Hero's doing it. Hero with the reinforcements. He does push in. He will not be able to save his army. But Hero has momentum. He's up in economy. Up in army. Massive warp ins. Jesus. And Shin just can't keep up. Again, Shin, he just cannot keep up with the production of Hero. Not like this. The production's got out of hand. The economy, more importantly, has gotten out of hand. Shin does get a free Immortal. One Immortal goes down. Shin, he will deny the 5th. Sorry, denies the 6th base. Ooh, and Hero's collapsing in massive storms. And massive storms on the Lings. Zelta coming from behind, getting himself the hydras, and GG gets called. That was the final army for SHIN, and herO, he will claim the series, and he will be this season's GSL champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very chaotic final game. Very, very chaotic. herO, he was miles ahead, by the way. He was set up, he was secure, he shut down the drop, he built up his army, he had a stronger economic setup. herO had a very strong early game, and then he was overly aggressive. He was overly aggressive, he was overconfident, he was out on the map, and he got surrounded. There were two rough fights. There were two bad fights for herO, where he got surrounded in the center with almost pure high Templar. It was crazy. Despite that, was able to counterattack, able to get drone damage across the map, crippling SHIN's economy, and eventually herO did outscale. He was able to outscale SHIN, secure a stronger setup, a stronger economy, a stronger army, and snowball out of control. GG, and herO is going to be our GSL Season 1 2026 champion. He's all the cameras are out, baby. All the cameras. GG, well played. I'm sure MMA is happy, baby. His boy, his T1 boy.
All hail the champion of 2026 GSL Season 1, herO. Now, herO, you have done numerous best of 5, best of 7s. Have you ever felt this nervous before?
I'll be honest,
Well,
we'll let him talk.
Yeah, SHIN was very on point. So yeah, on the first 2 games, yeah, I was very harassed by his Zerglings, but actually I now learned how to counter. So yeah, I think that went well. Yeah, we saw SHIN Zerglings going back and forth to your bases, so you had a lot of trouble, and you lost 2 games with that losses. And after that, like, there's a break, and then you turned around its head. So how did you do that? What's the change of the mindset there?
He had more safe early game.
Well, it's not particularly the break, but I think I just stopped myself after game 2, and I just saw what his style is. I think he was very aggressive this time, so yeah, I think that was the turning point for me. So I need to be defensive, I need to be reactive, so I think that went well. Yeah, I mean, like, Protoss is in a dark phase right now. I mean, there's no major wins right now, but still, there's giving me herO is giving you hope, right? So how do you feel right now? Well, it's very good to hear that I'm giving a lot of Protoss players hope, and I'm really performing well. And you were pretending to be a romanticist, and, but well, you have a lot of
pretending.
Still, you have a lot of people who be grateful for. So, anyone who, in particular, your wife, your family. Well, first of all, thank you for Intel and Soup for sponsoring this event to actually compete in and making all those tournaments. And yeah, also a lot of people actually help with crowdfunding, and there are a lot of good things coming from that. So yeah, and a lot of fans who are rooting for us, and my family. Yeah, I love you all, and thank you.
Support the Patreon. There's a baby.
Now today, SHIN said he would congratulate you even if you lose. So I think SHIN did really good. So I think that would be made a lot of good potential and become a great series. So any word for SHIN? Yeah, I was very glad that I would compete with former teammate CJ Yentas. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, SHIN has been a really great player, and he performed really well. So next season, I'm really anticipating him to perform better as well. Now we're gonna.
The chanting machine. Let's go.
Yes. Now we're going to have runner-up SHIN here. Yeah, I need to be in the middle, but they were having a really great moment, so I just go with it here.
Give him a hug.
And
back.
SHIN showed a really bright performance and really great play. So yeah, we were all saying that you were on edge. So in like first 2 games, I think you're going to do it. So how did you feel about that? Well, yeah, I did really feel that today's the day, but it didn't really went well. So yeah, I'm really feeling bad about that. So what did you think went wrong? I think except for game 3, I thought I can win because I think I was too rushing myself.
Yeah.
So I think I let go a lot of games that I could bring to myself.
I was still thinking about the game on Ruby Rock,
And
to be honest.
But you still said that you will congratulate your teammate even if you lose, right? Yeah, of course. But still, I mean, yeah, I mean, I did a lot of preparations myself, but he also deserves to win because he also did really great preparations, and he did a really good, really well, and he was putting himself in a lot of himself in. So yeah, I think he deserves it, deserves credit. And any words for all for fans and any grateful people? So any shoutouts? Well, I can't say anyone in particular because there are so many of them that I'm grateful for, and I'm really grateful for fans. And since EWC is gone, we were in a really rock and a hard place. But all the fans are actually supporting us, watching us play and compete. So I think that is why we're still competing here. So even though it's a bummer that I didn't win, but still we all have next season, and we have a half of year yet. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best rest of the year. Yeah, it is inevitable that there's going to be a winner and loser, but there's a lot of gratitude, and it's all the same for people, that gratitude for the fans, and the will for compete is there. Yeah, now we're going to be the award show. Now let's present the awardee.
Where's Mr. Che? Get him out here.
Yeah, look.
Get out.
We're gonna interviews over. Now we're going to do the award show now.
Okay. I thought that that Maddox was going to translate this part at least, but I guess not. But regardless, GG, well played. As we are going to be handing out our awards here. I'm sure the producers for GSL and others are going to be showing up. Lewis, head of Esports Content Biz Division. Let's go. Shout out to Lewis, who we are unfamiliar with. I don't think we've seen him on stage before. And he's going to be handing the award here for second place for SHIN. Again, GG. And again, shout out to SHIN, by the way, because if you remember at the beginning of the series, I was very concerned. I was very concerned here for SHIN's performance. Like I was kind of, well, shout out to Intel as well for sponsoring. True. But I was concerned for SHIN just because from my experiences, like his EVP is one of the weaker matchups that SHIN has. So I was concerned about his matchup coming in against herO, but he held his own. As he mentioned, he was hyper aggressive with his Ducklings in game 1 and game 2, which gave him an edge. But echoing what SHIN said, I would not say that the other games in this series were one-sided. No, like they were still very intense, very back and forth. Like I'm still thinking about the game on Ruby Rock. Even here on Celestial Enclave, here he was overextending. Like herO, he would find himself in a stronger position. That is true, but often we saw herO overextend and take some really awkward engagements, take some rough fights. SHIN take advantage of that and have that back and forth. Things were very messy. Things were very intense in a lot of these games. So he made for an amazing series. I don't think the 4-2 scoreline really does give full credit to how close the best of 7 was. So GG, well played. With that, we have herO getting his GSL pin. Let's go. To add to his collection. And again, a shout out to SHIN just because that was the second runner-up spot, if you recall. Like SHIN, he came second to Maru earlier a couple of years ago, if you recall, and now second to herO, so that's his second place. SHIN is yet to win a GSL, but again, he had a good showing. He had a good showing here. I would say this was a stronger showing than his finals against Maru, to be honest. Like this was much closer. And there it is. GG, well played. herO, he will claim his win as well. Also, if you notice anyone in the audience, do let us know, because obviously Kronos was in the audience, MMA, I noticed Trigger. I didn't notice any others. Like I think I might have seen someone that maybe like resembles some of the players, but I wasn't certain enough to call it out. Like I wasn't certain if I saw Bunny in the audience. Wasn't certain. But regardless, GG, well played. And with that, we have our award ceremony concluding. And again, was an amazing finals here, amazing best of 7. Once again, congratulations to herO and a shout out to SHIN. If you want to support the GSL for future seasons this year, patreon.com/GSL. Again, there are a lot of people that they keep showing up in the chat, whether it's in YouTube comments and otherwise for us, where they're like, wait, GSL is back? There's a bunch of people that don't even know. They don't even know that GSL has returned, by the way. So it is a bit of a shame that has been the case. GSL was an amazing tournament here, has amazing production value behind it as well. GSL CK has also been a lot of fun. And yeah, with that, GG, well played. It's been an amazing series, of course, and with that, congratulations to herO. Again, if you want to support the GSL, you can do so via Patreon. Currently, Season 2 is confirmed. We were the only English casters, by the way. We did live cast the GSL Season 2 qualifiers. So we wrapped up the Season 2 qualifiers. That was a couple of days ago, and Season 2 begins this week, I believe. It's right around the corner. But GSL Season 2 is right around the corner, so you can be a part of that as well. And Season 3 is yet to be confirmed.
Champion, herO.
There it is. But yeah, so if you want to help support and fund GSL Season 3, then do check out the Patreon, of course, to help us fund more GSL. With that, we're going to be heading off for the evening, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft. We're live every single day here on the CranKy Ducklings. Tomorrow's going to be OSC and the What TV Monday. And again, GSL Season 2 begins on Wednesday in a couple of days' time. See you then.
널 향한 마음이 자꾸 커져가서 이런 내 마음이 또 나와 눈을 가만히 감은 채널 바꿔줘 I promise I'll give it all to you.
그래도 이제 진해역 때 팬분들 초대해가지고 숙소를 방문한 적이 있는데 되게 더러웠단 말이에요. 근데 이제 청소도 하고 그리고 팬분들 오셔가지고 같이 맛있는 것도 먹고 게임하는 것도 보고 그때가 제일 기억에 남았던 것 같아요.
제가 이제 방송을 초창기 했을 때 한 5명, 10명 이렇게밖에 안 봤어요. 근데 이제 그분들이 아직까지도 이제 봐주시는 분들이 있어요. 그래가지고 그분들은 항상 기억에 남고 항상 감사하게 생각하고 있습니다.
팬분이 저 이제 10주년이라고 케이크 모형으로 저랑 이렇게 뭐 우승했던 걸 이렇게 만들어주신 게 생각이 나고 GSL 결승에 갔을 때 응원 문구나 이런 거 슬로건 만들어주셨던 게 생각나가지고 항상 응원해 주셨던 기억이 많이 남네요.
CJ 엔투스 때 다 같이 팬미팅을 했어요. 롤 팀이랑 저희 팀이랑 같이 했는데 그때 팬분들 앞 한 300~400명이셨나? 막 그랬는데 그때 준호 형이랑 저랑 그 죽일 놈 랩도 하고 막 그랬었거든요. 그런 게 아직도 좋은 추억이고 재밌던 기억이.
뭐 개인 방송 하는데 혼자 계속 별풍선 쏴주시는데 솔직히 제가 아직 방송도 미숙하고 재밌게 잘 못하는데 계속 힘을 주시려는 게 보여가지고 그분한테 좀 감사한 것 같아요. 좀
예전에 삼성 때부터 한 번씩 와주신 분들이 계신데 그분들이 정말 잊을만 하면 한 번씩 계속 오시거든요. 저 경기 보시러. 그래서 그분들이 그나마 제일 가장 기억에 남는 것 같고요. 그리고 이제 물론 한국 팬들도 정말 감사하지만 그리고 외국 팬들도 외국에 나갈 때마다 항상 열정적으로 응원을 많이 해주셔가지고 정말 모든 팬분들이 다 소중한 것 같습니다.
약간 개인적으로 중국 타워였던 걸로 기억하는데 대회가 그때 이제 대회 끝나고 호텔에서 쉬고 이제 잠깐 편의점을 가는 길인데 팬분들이 어떻게 아셨는지 대기하고 계시더라고요. 그래가지고 편의점 앞에서 이렇게 쫘라륵 줄을 서가지고 사인회를 했던 그게 굉장히 기억에 남는 것 같습니다.
2016년일 거예요. 경기 끝나고 10분이 계셨을 거예요. 다음날 아침 첫 차 뜨기 전까지 이제 밥도 같이 먹고 학교 가서 얘기도 많이 하고 제가 또 밥도 사 먹이고 약간 미니 팬미팅처럼 그때가 좀 기억에 많이 남아요.
지금까지도 저를 아직도 좋아해 주시고
응원해주신 팬분 너무 감사드리고
Just thank you for supporting me and cheering me on. 다 감사한 분들이라 다 좋은 것 같습니다.
팬분들이 있어서 저희가 이렇게 계속 게임을 할 수 있는 거거든요.
그런 큰 대회가 없어도 동기부여가 떨어지지가 않더라고요. 그래가지고
스타2가 살아갈 수 있는 원동력이라고 생각하고
제가 그때 16년의 기억을 찾기 위해서라도
최고의 선수가 되도록 노력할 테니까
열심히 연습해서 또 GSL에서 좋은 모습
정말 아깝지 않은 그런 경기력 보여드릴 수 있도록
많이 찾아와 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
GSL 오래 이어갔으면 좋겠습니다.
감사합니다.
감사드립니다.
So, thank you. 감사합니다.
화이팅!
Incoming transmission.